A great musical genius dies at the peak of his career, but his soul does not disappear. He is unexpectedly reincarnated, entering the body of an ordinary college freshman. All the memories and innate musical talent from his previous life remain intact in his mind. From here, he begins his second musical journey filled with passion, aspiration, and the desire to conquer. The new life opens up a golden opportunity for him to rewrite and surpass his own legendary myth. How will his journey of continuing his glorious life unfold? Please follow Life Manhwa to find out. The ambulance sirens blare in the dark night, and there's a saying like this: shattered glass, stained with red blood on the cold ground, even if musicians die, they will not truly die. Thick eyebrows furrowed, brown eyes hazy, if the world does not forget that person's music, they will live on in everyone's memory. Han Suk, open your eyes. The boy with chestnut brown hair rushes over, afraid of death. Han Suk, please endure a little longer. The middle-aged man is also worried, his eyes brimming with tears. Hey Kim. Han Suk, he clenches his hand tightly, but death. A car accident occurs, a tall figure, powerless, lies still on the stretcher, coming for me again, so suddenly. Paramedics and doctors try to shake him. I can feel it, my life is about to end, it wasn't a bad life. The middle-aged man shouts, you can't just go like this, you have to let your fans hear your new song. Director Kim of Young Music, the chestnut-haired boy sobs. That's right, Han Suk, you can't end like this. Unite has been with me since I was just a rookie. Brown eyes narrow, hazy, thank you everyone. Director Kim calls him painfully, Kim Han Suk. On stage, the talented man happily sings with his wooden guitar. The audience below cheers endlessly. A life always filled with music, I don't regret it. I've conquered all the charts. I've received all the enthusiastic support from the public and the praise from experts. Kim Han Suk, leaving those 3 words for the history of Korean music. Director Kim cries uncontrollably, bowing his head to the ground, Han Suk. The two of them collapse beside his motionless body. Famous singer Kim Han Suk has died in a traffic accident. His 3 vinyl albums are displayed for sale. Although Kim Han Suk was only 27 years old, still quite young, he has become a legendary singer-songwriter. The man with graying hair, thick square glasses hiding his dim eyes, the famous critic on Jang Mo expressed regret over the departure of a great star. It is a pity that the songs of the guitar playing poet have to stop. Cameras are set up everywhere, everyone appears in black clothes, the funeral home is packed with crowds coming to pay their respects to the deceased. Please connect to the scene. Wow, so many people have come, thank you everyone. The MC narrows her eyes, her voice monotonous. Today marks the first anniversary of the late musician Kim Han Suk, although the deceased only left 3 albums throughout his life. All 3 albums were selected for the list of 100 greatest popular music albums of Korea. Oh really, my mood is a bit happy, huh? Images of him, when he was alive, singing with his wooden guitar, are projected onto the screen. We would like to announce news about the cultural scene. The Kim Han Suk Foundation is celebrating the 10th anniversary of the late musician's death. We announce that a new album will be released. 9. A cover with a simple table of contents and his picture is revealed. The new album 9 is a collection of unreleased songs by the late musician when he was alive. New genres of music that have never been tried before. Image transitions showing him in the practice room singing. We will be able to see new aspects that Kim Han Suk has never shown. Ah damn it, that performance is all ruined. Everything I couldn't show has a reason. The young boy sleeps, drooling on the table. If I could do it again, I could do better. I still. He suddenly jumps up from the table, his hair disheveled. There are so many songs I want to sing. The young boy is startled, falling backward. The wooden chair falls to the floor with a crash. Oh my god. He frowns, cold sweat runs down the side of his face. Wait, I'm already dead. The computer in front of him still shows the news and images of Han Suk. Where have I heard this song before? The young singer with brown hair, smiling brightly as he plays the guitar and sings. The other person opens his mouth in shock. Is that me? He suddenly realizes something, running barefoot in a hurry. Running to the bathroom, he looks at himself closely in the mirror. His face turns pale, clutching his head in horror. What is going on? Mom, Dad, help me. But then realizes something. His hand stops. Wait, why am I calling for Mom and Dad? I'm an orphan. His eyes widen, stunned. Clear memories of the young boy with shiny black hair, smiling happily while taking pictures with his parents, flood back. That's right, that's right. He suddenly finds something that doesn't belong to him. Whose is this? Student ID, Human University, Department of Korean Literature, Kim Han-young, President of Chungkyung University. Han-suk's eyes widen, carefully reading the information on it. Kim Han-young, freshman in the Department of Korean Literature at Kyung University. That's right. Just enrolled recently. I don't know why everything feels like it's opening up. He looks again at the image of himself in his previous life being played on the computer. I don't know what kind of look I'm searching for in the mirror, that longing look. Like nothing ever happened. Below the video is a familiar title. But I'm the legendary singer Kim Han-suk, Music Memory 2021, Real Time, Music and Memory 2021, 30th Anniversary Documentary of Kim Han-suk 271, 551 views. His face stiffens, not understanding what's happening to him. Warm sunlight shines down on the high-rise apartment building. This is really a headache. Han-young, dizzy, lies on his back on the bed. He purses his lips, carefully looking at his palm. I thought I would just die like that. But I came back to life, in the body of a 20-year-old college student. The unfamiliar hand of the new body is raised in front of his eyes. The unfamiliar hand of the new body is raised in front of his eyes. The memory of Kim Han-young's life is also very vivid. Yesterday there was a new student welcome party. I drank a lot of alcohol there. Han-suk bites his lip, his eyebrows furrowed as he vigorously ruffles his hair. What, since when has my brain refused to think? Is there something I don't want to remember from yesterday? He narrows his eyes, his brown pupils glancing sideways. The phone next to him vibrates with an alarm. 8:30 a.m., 1A Classical Literature. The magnificent school building. I'm a college student now, I have to go to class first. Han-suk takes out his notebook from his bag, glancing at the classmates around him. Anyway, the world has really changed a lot. 30 years have passed, so of course it would. Everyone is holding a flat phone like mine, talking with it, and listening to music too. He silently lowers his head and scrolls through his phone. It's really small and magical. Even more miraculous is that I also know how to use this. From behind, a hand reaches out and pats him on the shoulder. Han-suk frowns, confused. Who is this? No, I'll probably remember soon. The new friend has messy hair and large round glasses, smiling happily at him. Gu-hee Byum, we've been friends since high school. We can't play games together without him. What? You don't even remember me? Yesterday you were like a wild beast. Han-suk sighs. What are you talking about? Yesterday I was a wild beast. Suddenly remembering something, his face turns pale, stopping. The previous memory, when the kid Han-suk stood up with a flushed face. Wild beast. No, I'm being serious. Mina, I like you. The two female friends across from him both look at him with pity. Never mind, calm down. You're too drunk, we don't pay attention to that. Han-suk of the present, his face darkens, his eyebrows furrowed. What if I sober up tomorrow? He collapses his face on the desk, motionless. Kim Han-young, this crazy guy. Byum sits next to him, laughing loudly and patting his back. This guy, you remember everything now. Just in time, she's coming over. Han-suk raises his face blankly. Coincidentally, Mina walks over, causing the two to make eye contact. She quickly turns and leaves. Byum rests his chin and smiles. So Mina is clearly pretty. Our Han-young has high standards, huh? Han-suk avoids, blushing. Being pretty isn't a problem. I look at pretty girls even more attentively than people in the entertainment industry. Mina sits in her seat at the front of the class. But I've never been in love with anyone. Music is more important to me than anything. She glances slightly. Han-suk's cheeks are flushed, pursing his lips and turning away. Even though it's a bit embarrassing to be rejected after confessing, it's okay, because that was Kim Han-young's action. He grits his teeth, bowing his face to the table. Don't be discouraged, Kim Han-young. It's even more embarrassing to like someone and not be able to confess even once. Han-suk can't avoid the awkwardness either. This is the first time I've confessed, but to be precise, I wouldn't know that in my whole life either. He is dejected, lying down under the desk, so embarrassing. Byum tilts his head and smiles insincerely. Hey, are you okay? That's why I told you. Why did you show it? His words make him concerned. You're going to the club interview later, right? Han-young carries his bag, his face blank. What interview? Byum goes ahead of him, whispering, Don't you remember, yesterday Mina said she likes acoustic guitar. She joined the guitar club, so you joined too. The previous Han Young, smiling foolishly while sitting across from Mina. I remember now. All I know how to play is castanets. I talked very loudly about chords and techniques. She narrows her eyes, trying to force a smile. Song Mina's expression is trying to hide the ashamed look. He grabs the cap on his head tightly. His mood explodes. How far did you go, Kim Han Young? He calmly looks at him. Can you really get into that guitar club? If it were me, I would end today and go play net. He says lowly. Why me? He narrows his eyes. What do you mean? Han Young slowly takes off his cap, pausing when he hears him ask, do you know how to play guitar? He avoids, smiling. What? Why are you laughing? No, it's nothing. Han Young narrows his eyes, his face energized. I don't know how to play guitar. Those words will still be true for yesterday. Han Suk used to shine on stage with his wooden guitar. But from today, no, along with pride in myself, Kim Han Suk, 30 years ago, was at the peak of acoustic guitar. He blinks, reminiscing. I know how to play guitar a little, in this situation. Let's just say this first. Hebeam's face goes blank, his eyes like he's looking at an idiot. Really, last time I saw a guitar in your room, it's almost a fossil already. You have a guitar, Kim Han Young. Han Young gently strokes his sideburns. Everything has its time. What's wrong with this guy? Hebeam wonders. So you're really going to join the guitar club? Han Young smiles confidently, turning to look back at him. From now on I'm going to make music, maybe, that's why I came back to life. Next to the wooden door, hangs a small sign, practice room, Ting, of the Kyung Club. The girl with reddish-brown shoulder-length hair purses her lips, her arms crossed, to be honest. Inside the room, several members are already practicing. Is this a guitar club or a love club? It's originally a good environment for dating, but if you just diligently play guitar, you probably won't realize that. She fumbles when a couple breaks up. They get to know each other in their own way. But if that breaks, the two of them will have to meet each other many times. And then the number of members will be reduced by half. The boy with golden brown hair smiles gently under the bright sunlight. Moreover, last year this kid. She bites her teeth. Damn it. She calls out loudly to the girl sitting near her reading a book. Mina, your department will have a newcomer coming, right, today? Yes. The other person says softly, but I don't know if he will really come. Something happened yesterday. She's curious. Did you guys argue? Mina avoids, turning away. It's not like that. There's something a bit hard to say. The short-haired girl doesn't ask again when she hears her say that. Because I said I play guitar, so he plays too, but it seems like he doesn't know anything about chords. Or does he want to get closer to Mina? She reaches for the wooden guitar, hearing that guitar is just an excuse. Maybe his purpose is to date. No, from this year, it can't be. Han Young looks around blankly outside the schoolyard. If he doesn't have the ability, we definitely have to cut him off right away. The large school building, people passing by non-stop. The university campus is really big. Walking around for a while and I can't see the end. When I was Kim Han Suk, I didn't even dream of going to college anymore. A few college students laugh and kick a ball under the field, because I had to be busy making a living every day. He smiles gently, his eyes gentle. University life, club activities. Kim Han Suk could only imagine that. Now I can enjoy it, huh? He clears his throat, attracting the attention of the two people in the room. Hello? She pouts, turning away quickly, as expected. Song Mina? Han Young narrows his eyes. Never mind. I'm here to play guitar. The short-haired girl steps forward to greet him. You're here to interview for the club, right? Just a senior. But feel free to talk comfortably. Yes, let's do that. She smiles, extending her hand towards Han Young. Okay, I'm Eun Sol, a junior in the Department of Business Administration, the club president. He introduces himself, but suddenly stops. I'm Kim Han Se. No. He is flustered, shaking hands with her awkwardly. Kim Han Suk. I'm a fan of Kim Han Suk. I'm Kim Han Young, a freshman in the Department of Korean Literature. Kim Han Suk. Interesting, huh? Her words make him unhappy. Anyway, that's a singer from a long time ago. Almost no one listens to him these days. What? Han Young forces a smile, avoiding. Even so, if you play guitar, you should know Kim Han Sung, right? Endure it. The kids these days might not know. Eun Sol carefully observes him. If you play guitar, is this how he pretends to know? She smiles. We Where should we start testing from first? Then I'll ask a few questions, because this is an interview, because you said you like Kim Han-suk. Eun-sol asked softly, causing him to pause for a moment. What kind of guitar did Kim Han-suk usually use? He points that, from the moment he debuted, it made Kim Han-suk so upset that he cried. Han Young rattles off a long string, startling the senior. At first he used an unbranded domestic guitar. After operating for a while, he switched to Martin. In the second album, he received a custom guitar as a gift. He counts with his fingers. From the third album, he switched to Martin, Taylor, and Segovia. His favorite song to sing live is Deep Sun. Han Young smiles happily, closing his eyes and speaking continuously. Kim Han-suk's strong point when using Gibson is the finger style. From the old days, Kim Han-suk has always liked to play live music even when he makes mistakes. That's because he has listened to a lot of American country music, so he intends to hold a concert in La. At that time he had a performance in the US. Eun-sol says softly, that's enough. He wonders, yes, but I'm just getting started. She quickly raises her hand to stop him. No, it's okay. I've heard enough explanation. Eun-sol carefully observes the boy in front of her who seems to be regretful. This guy, is there no other way? It sounds like he's making it up, for now I know that you're very interested in guitar. This time I want to see your performance ability a bit. She smiles, raising the traditional guitar. Sorry, but from this year, the conditions for joining have changed. Only those with basic skills can be accepted. He purses his lips, his eyes hazy. So, do you know how to play guitar? Yes, of course. Mina also pays attention to him. But I didn't bring a guitar, sorry. But can I borrow one from you, senior? Eun-sol hands him her guitar. He didn't bring a guitar to the guitar club interview. Han Young purses his lips, carefully touching the strings. All the strings of the Martin are old, but still well maintained. Eun-sol wonders, this is good enough. Is there any song that you've practiced before? I don't have that. Then just play Kim Han-suk's music, senior. Mina rests her chin, glancing at him. What? Han Young is taken aback. What's wrong? Kim Han-suk's song sounds very easy to listen to, but playing it live is extremely famous for its terrifying difficulty. A fan of Kim Han-suk who doesn't know that? Eun-sol is stunned. No, start playing. Han Young bows his head. He tightens his pick slightly. The sound of the guitar immediately makes Eun-sol and Mina stunned. Like the sound of the old guitar, from the moment Kim Han-suk stood on stage, always associated with polish, the magician on the board. He of that day was confident on stage with his singing and guitar. The magnificent and melodious performance was his forte. It doesn't have to be really intense. Every time he picks it changes in a very subtle way. With blurry technique, he also creates depths that can't be done. The brilliant sunset shines through the large glass door. Kim Han-suk's guitar melody is as soft as the spring breeze, but people say that if you ponder it, there is still a bit of empty echo like falling leaves, so I also heard about performances being held at the same time in spring and autumn. The sound of the guitar comes from outside, attracting everyone's attention. Hey, who's playing music? No, this sound is coming from the east. Everyone can't help but wonder, there's a guitar club, I didn't know before. Eun-sol stands stunned, the sound of the guitar is really that good. Mina is also blank, isn't he a beginner who doesn't know how to play chords? Eun-sol is stunned. Even if you told him he was a major student, I would believe it. Han Young finishes playing the song, silently looking at the guitar in his hand. Also, it's very similar to Kim Han-suk's performance style. No, on the contrary. I feel it's even richer. Sorry, but I'll do it again. Eun-sol quickly frowns. No, it's okay. I think your skills are already very good. With that much, you've already passed. Han Young grits his teeth. That's not right. The hand is tense, the fingers tremble non-stop, the fingers are stiff. After all, this is not the hand that used to play guitar, so it's natural. Han Young carefully looks at his hand, each red fingertip with small scratches. It's worse than I thought. It may take me a while to adapt. Even so, it's really lucky. Kim Han Young has long fingers. Kim Han-suk has rather short fingers. Kim Han Young's physique is also a bit larger. Han Young purses his lips, plucking the strings lightly. Playing the guitar may be maintained more stably. Even so, if I can adapt a little, I may perform even better than Kim Han-suk. He thinks about it and says softly, causing Eun-sol to be stunned. No, I will, sorry, but I'm going to use the guitar a little more. Okay. Han Young plucks the guitar. It's not time yet. The group of people outside are also noisy, discussing. Hey, it seems like he's playing guitar again. Let's go see. But what is this song? It's so good, I don't know. It doesn't seem like a song from recently. They gather behind the practice room door, pointing at Han Young, without a single mistake. Mina is also stunned. What's wrong with him? Clearly yesterday at the drinking table, he didn't even know how to play guitar. Eun-sol smiles, her eyes hazy. According to what Mina said, he doesn't even grasp the chords. Han Young is silent, bowing his head and focusing on playing the guitar. Clearly there's some misunderstanding. He's playing Kim Han-suk's song without making a single mistake. The group of people outside can't help but praise. Wow, he plays really well, right? It feels like coming to a concert. The newcomer this time is really an amazing person. Eun-dong smiles. With this level, he's definitely in. Even compared to the official performing members of the club, he's not inferior at all. Han Young closes his eyes, immersed in the song. Even though there are so many eyes, he still plays continuously for an hour. That feeling is familiar, like relaxing. He groans softly. Eun-sol steps over worriedly. What's wrong? Are you okay? He bows his head. Yes, I'm okay. Just my hand hurts a little. His hand trembles, his fingertips red, with red lines left by the guitar strings. Eun-sol is stunned, looking at him worriedly. His fingers are all torn by the guitar strings. They're really the soft fingers of a beginner. Han Young carefully observes his hand. So how can he perform like that? He narrows his eyes, rotating his wrist. So, did I pass? Eun-sol tilts her head and smiles. That's a matter of course. I saw everything in your performance. She says softly, I hope you'll help me in the future. Han Young also happily replies, yes, me too. Eun-sol turns away. Because today is not the day for everyone to gather, I'll introduce you to the other members tomorrow. Okay, he calls out to the senior. Yes. But I have something I'm a bit curious about. What is it? Han Young bows his head. What kind of songs do young people listen to these days? He sits in front of the computer searching. Throughout the past 30 years, many songs have become famous. And I can hear those songs in the room. It's really good that I came back to life. He searches in the search bar, how to sing well. Not only has musical technique developed, to learn, the level of teachers is high. There are many people with such ability. In this era, music is also being remade compared to before. Han Young smiles wryly, really interesting. He remembers the senior's words from earlier. Kim Han-suk, anyway, is a singer from the old days. Almost no one listens to him these days. Han Young purses his lips, stroking the wooden guitar. If I was really the best, I wouldn't be like this. So Kim Han-suk, although excellent, still couldn't become an outstanding classical musician. Just that is enough reason for me to try again. He purses his lips, his hand on the chord. The other hand slowly plucks the guitar. Han Young sighs. This can't be used anymore. Originally this wasn't a good material either, because it wasn't managed well. All 4 strings are bent. He scrolls through his phone. I'll have to buy a new one. Han Young is stunned. Money, none? How can it be to the point of not having a single penny? He continues to scroll through his phone. What did I use it on? The image of a blonde character in a pink dress appears, completely stunning him. Skin. I used it on graphic games so much, even periodically. Kim Han Young. You're really going all out for this. He suddenly notices the words on the phone. Gorkheimer's whisper. Guhi BM, here already. Music rings out. Someone sitting playing phone games calls. Hello, he BM, do you have any money? He's taken aback. Why are you suddenly asking for money? What's wrong, guitar? His voice comes through the phone. Hey, you're actually going to learn guitar properly. Is this the power of love? Han Young looks helpless. Or do you not know how to make money with guitar? He BM smiles, winking. What have you been doing lately to make money? He purses his lips. If there's such a method, your club president might know. He leans back. I told you to go access the game. I want to play games to level up. Eun-sol glances, wrapping a scarf around her neck. You need money to buy a guitar? The sunset shines down on the large apartment building. Han Young rests his chin, carefully looking at the computer. Is there a better performance? On the computer is a singing video, titled, The Rolling Star Live. 2 band members play instruments and sing. Here we are now, entertain us. I feel stupid, and contagious, and in your eyes, you are holding mine. Han Young watches in a daze. Really outstanding. Eun-sol rubs her chin. It's not that there's no way. I have a way to benefit both sides. It's a bit sudden, but do you have time tomorrow? He says softly. What is it? She turns around. Tomorrow is the street performance, an event held regularly. A group of people play instruments and sing on the street. It's held regularly every year, so it has a certain number of viewers, because it's held in Dihakro. The level of attention is quite high. Sometimes a lot of seniors come. After the street performance, the club's budget becomes quite good. Han Young wonders, but that's the club's budget, it's not my money. Eun Sol winks. That's why I said it benefits both sides. She puts her hands on her hips, clenching her palms slightly. Just in time. I'm planning to buy a guitar as club equipment. I'll rent the guitar I just bought this time to you for now. How does that sound? Han Young purses his lips, listening silently to the senior's words. If you perform, you might save enough money to buy a guitar. He nods in agreement. Accumulate performance experience. It will definitely be quite difficult to buy a good guitar on my own. I know. I'll participate in this event. Eun Sol claps happily. Good consideration. Han Young wonders, but senior, Sister Eun Sol is staying here too late. The other person smiles, pursing her lips. Don't call me senior, call me Sister Eun Sol. I almost live here. You're a newcomer, but you're enthusiastic from the very beginning, huh? She happily looks up at him. But what should I do? Mina just left a while ago. He purses his lips. It's not like that. Han Young lies sleeping on the bed, still unconsciously humming and strumming. No matter what, in short, my concern is only music, even as a top singer, at this time. I still have to try to make better music. I don't even have a guitar, so I can only sit here blankly. If I want to stand on top again, then of course. The bright sunrise shines down on the school building. I have to come early tomorrow. The new member who joined yesterday is doing street performance. Eun Sol rests her hand on the table, squinting and smiling. Han Young plays the guitar well. Don't worry. I checked his performance skills yesterday. The round-faced boy hesitates a little. If so, the person next to him quickly agrees. I know. If the president has confirmed it, I have no more opinions. Han Young purses his lips, resting his hand, looking around. Everyone can give objections, but why are they so silent? It seems the president here receives a lot of trust. A voice from the side makes everyone at the table pay attention, but everyone hasn't heard him sing yet. Mina sits at the end of the table, holding the empty bag tightly with both hands. I think his performance is already great. I think we'll be performing under the name of the club. So we still have to confirm it once more. Han Young smiles, getting up from the chair. That's right, because after all, everyone can't let someone go to the street performance without knowing their singing ability. Then I'll perform live here quickly. Sister Eun Sol, can I borrow the guitar again? Old memories of people he doesn't know discussing him flood back. Kim Han-suk used to experience a lot of things. Those who have never heard him live will absolutely not understand. My songs are not widely popular, simply because they are not everyone's taste, but they always make assumptions and say that I bully and don't treat people well. Even so, I have proven to them with my ability. He narrows his eyes, carefully looking at his 5 fingertips wrapped in bandages. However, I'm quite worried about Kim Han-young's throat condition. I sang a little yesterday. Although the tone is not bad, but it will take a long time for the throat to be clear. Each trembling fingertip is placed on the guitar cord. The fingers are still, not healed, but it's okay. Han Young smiles wryly. I used to start like this before. The remaining 4 people in the room are all focused on him. The singing begins. I often sit alone on a long bench and ponder. How was your day? The previous Han-suk, sitting in the corner of the room, humming while playing the guitar. Was it a day without any hesitation for you? What kind of man am I to you? Han Young now, bowing his head and focusing on playing the guitar, doing daily work and tossing and turning in the rented house. This is the first song I composed with a cheap guitar. On the way home, my classic song that helped the whole world know me for the first time. Sometimes I hold back what I want to say to you, because I'm afraid that if I just say it once, everything will pour out. Mina stares blankly at him. It's almost like a rap, but it really suits Kim Han-young's voice at this time. The round glasses boy also opens his mouth in shock. Stable, it's just the beginning. The thick-eyebrowed boy also mumbles and hums. Just gradually progress slowly like that. Eun Sol squints and smiles, clapping. Well, this is probably enough of a test. She says softly, then let's start now. There's a lot to prepare for the street performance. Han Young nods slightly, yes. Outside the schoolyard, sparse people pass by. The first stage in this life has come faster than I thought. Musical instruments are placed in the corner of the street. Han Young looks around, wondering, there are a few performing teams already. Are they people in our club? Eun Sol closes her eyes and turns away. No, same school, but not our club. When she looks back at him, her eyes light up with a threatening look. Definitely have to do better than them. Got it. He can't help but sweat coldly. What's wrong? She bows her head, because, before she can finish speaking, she's interrupted. Eun Sol. A boy with golden hair, a bright smile, walks over, extending his hand towards her. Long time no see. There are a lot of new faces I'm meeting for the first time. It seems they're all freshmen this year, Lee Sang-hyuk. He squints and smiles brightly. Ting is indeed full of talent. Eun Sol is modest. Arpeggio must have more. It's all thanks to your help, right? Han Young curiously follows the two of them. What is this? The conversation is so thorny. The thick-eyebrowed boy brings his face closer to him. Sang-hyuk's relationship with those two doesn't seem very close. A distance away from the two of them are two seniors, standing and talking to each other. The other person continues. Last year, we and those two were both in Ting. But then that president left and made a separate group called Arpeggio. That's why the number of members in our club was reduced by half. Han Young narrows his eyes. Senior is Hong Yoon-seo. Why did that person leave? He hears his junior ask and happily points. What, really, that? It's due to differences in tendencies. Eun Sol is in the guitar club, so he has always been loyal to the guitar. And that other person? Sang-hyuk's call attracts the attention of the two. Han Young. Mina, is that right? He laughs loudly, nodding. Your performance at the welcoming ceremony last time was great. You did very well. Her expression is helpless, replying politely, thank you. Sang-hyuk narrows his eyes, his hand clenching, pointing back. If you have time, come to Arpeggio to play. Anyway, we go to the same school. It would be great to be close. Right, yes, then Mina, perform well. I'm leaving. Yoon-seo frowns unhappily. As expected of Lee Sang-hyuk, not good at all. Han Young purses his lips, not too concerned. I know what the difference is. He continues, his gaze towards the golden-haired man. As you see, the president over there is a bit promiscuous. Likes women. Because he's handsome, he's also popular. He thinks there are quite a few people like that in the entertainment industry. Han Young says softly, so I don't know if those people at Arpeggio encountered something troublesome, so they left for Ting. Yoon-seo raises her eyebrows, shaking the plastic straw. That's right, that goes without saying. He continues, looking again at the short-haired senior. That's why the club almost dissolved last year. Eun Sol worked hard to keep this much, he mumbles. Senior Yoon-seo. Han Young wonders, what's our performance order today? The other person has the straw in his mouth, stops to think for a moment. Usually after the invited freshmen are the seniors. You could say it's in order of each person's ability, right? Han Young pays attention to the smiling golden-haired man again. So the president over there will be the last to perform. The senior also replies quickly, probably. Next will be our freshman's performance. He steps forward and speaks, then, can I perform first? Yoon-seo's face goes blank. You want to go out and perform first? He asks again. Yes, is it not okay? It's not that it's not okay, but why? Han Young scratches his nose. That I think it's better if I get criticized first. Yoon-seo turns away. What? I know, I'll go talk to them over there. A pink-haired boy holding a guitar calls out loudly into the mic. Hello, we are Arpeggio. Music rings out, attracting his attention. Eun Sol smiles, walking to his side. How does it sound, that performer? Han Young turns his face away. Let's see, it's a bit weird to evaluate other people's performances, but, he thinks, but it's hard to see it as special. The pink-haired boy is still squinting and humming. Oh? Han Young purses his lips. He's only focused on attracting women's attention. That's why he left Ting. The other person tightens the mic, singing with his heart. I think he sings high notes quite well, but it's empty because he only pays attention to the appearance. He's always worried about irrelevant things. Eun Sol next to him speaks, evaluating. To be honest, watching it, there's nothing very special. Han Young looks at the performance. His face shows no emotion. That's really true. He's not really doing very well. The pink-haired boy is still humming and singing, waving his arms. He's not trying his best. If I show you such a performance, would you feel embarrassed? He feels uncomfortable. He only plays the guitar to flirt with girls. Eun-sol smiles, turning her face towards him. Have you heard that Ting and Espejo used to be one? Han Young replies yes. Eun-sol closes her eyes, bowing her head. Actually, Espejo is called a guitar club, more like a hunting club. He smiles wryly. Wow, emotions are surging, the senior continues, but the president here is an exception. Han Young is stunned. Yes, the voice from the mic rings out again. Finally, I'd like to say hello to everyone. Sang-hyuk smiles brightly, holding the black guitar. I'm Lee Sang-hyuk, the president of Espejo. The group of girls below, their cheeks flushed red, whispering. Eun-sol carefully looks at the golden-haired person shining on the stage. Although he's fascinated by women, that kid's energy is real. Sang-hyuk closes his eyes, carefully listening to the music, when his hand gently strokes the strings. Han Young seriously observes him. Clear. The group of girls watching him all show expectant expressions. It's more worth listening to than before, not erratic and very stable, moreover. Sang-hyuk sings and plays the guitar, making eye contact with everyone around. He has the talent to control the audience. He thinks, it feels like he's enjoying the stage comfortably. Eun-sol says softly, I heard you're going to perform first today. Han Young nods, yes. Sang-hyuk smiles happily, waving to the audience when he finishes the performance. I'm only asking this because I'm afraid you don't know. Do you know what will happen to the person after if the person in front does too well, they'll be overshadowed? Eun-sol agrees, that's right, but actually today's stage, that's a more important position than you think. Han Young turns to wonder, why, the other person replies. That's a good opportunity to introduce our club at the beginning of this semester. If you show everyone an impressive performance, I'll gather even more members. Han Young frowns. Are you worried Ting will lose to Espejo? The senior scratches her cheek, smiling awkwardly. A little bit. Last year I also lost half of the members in the club because of Lee Sang-hyuk. She says loudly, so I believe in you. He rolls his eyes. President. Eun-sol squints. It's not that I'm trying to put pressure on you. He pouts, looking at her with a troubled expression. This guy really, what he did. Han Young turns his head, glancing elsewhere. His height and body proportions are also good. He's the type of person who likes to stand on stage. Maybe his ability is also an important factor. Sang-hyuk squints and smiles, reaching for the mic on the stand. The next song is a song that I personally like very much. His words make him stop. That's Kim Han-suk's read. Eun-sol squints. Did I say that? He also likes Kim Han-suk, pursing her lips and smiling. TCH, his taste is good, huh? His singing rings out. Han Young's pupils dart around. Like a reed on the riverbank, he's definitely different from the other members. He wants to be swayed by you. He silently thinks, even among non-professionals, he can become the leader. Sang-hyuk continues to sing, thank you. The design container next to him is filled with money dropped in by the audience. The president and Eun-sol are also concerned about him. But, even so, he's still an amateur. Han Young purses his lips, carrying his guitar past Sang-hyuk's face. He smiles, pursing his lips, watching him with interest. Sang-hyuk reaches for the mic, startling Han Young. Before I go down, I have something to say. He brings his face close, speaking loudly into the mic. Our Espejo is currently recruiting new members. Chungkyung University students interested in guitar. Please come to Espejo. He laughs and chats animatedly with his members as he walks down. Eun-sol frowns unhappily. Lee Sang-hyuk really, Han Young, don't worry, you just need to perform. Han Young tightens his grip on the mic. Even if you didn't say it, I was thinking about it. Hello everyone, I'm a member of Chungkyung University's acoustic guitar club. He faces the large audience below, introducing himself loudly. I'm Kim Han Young of Ting. Wow, so many people, probably about 100. He narrows his eyes, giving a gentle smile. All those eyes are focused on me. Gentle. I feel like I've finally returned to where I should be. Below, Sang-hyuk raises his eyebrows, watching with interest. Eun-sol next to him gives him an uncomfortable side glance. I was wondering what song to sing, at that moment. That guy relieves some of my anxiety. Han Young speaks. Earlier the senior chose a very good song. His words make him pause. I respectfully sing that song again. He narrows his eyes, raising the guitar. That's Kim Han-suk's song read. Han Young plays the guitar. The singing rings out slowly, like a reed on the lakeside. Although I still don't have the feeling in my fingers, I need to vary the song and play the guitar slowly. He bows his head, enjoying the song. I'll show everyone who came here to see. Sang-hyuk frowns in surprise. Eun-sol is smugly pursing her lips. Read, completely new and unprecedented. If you are the wind, then I am willing to climb up there and dance drunkenly. Han-young narrows his eyes, enjoying the song's melody. It doesn't matter if I don't hit the high notes, because singing is not to show off my performance ability. Besides that, Kim Han-suk still has many strengths. The melodious singing makes the audience happy, admiring. You are the reed, and I am the wind. We take each other's hands and dance on the lakeside, blending together, and holding hands and dancing. The audience below can't help but discuss. The song earlier mixed in whistling, right? This version is also good, sounds like a light breeze. Sang-hyuk bites his lip uncomfortably when he hears the surrounding conversation. I think I like this one better, huh? Han-young plays and sings the guitar, shining on stage. People can't only listen to fancy things. Live singing has to bring something more than digital music. This energy makes people stop on the road and listen to my song. This song can't be just for 100 people, but for 50 million people. Each joint bends. He plays the last note of the guitar, because that is the realm of a professional. Han-young raises his head. The audience below is momentarily silent. Yoon-seo raises her eyebrows in doubt. Uisean looks around worriedly. This familiar silence, people, if the inspiration is too great. After the silence passes, cheers immediately come from below, then their reaction will be one beat slower. Oh, wow. Sang-hyuk pouts, his eyes unhappy, but still applauds for him. It seems like Lee Sang-hyuk doesn't care about my admiration for him. He tilts his head, smiling brightly. Thank you everyone, I'm Kim Han-young, now I'll enjoy these cheers. His foot pauses as he turns to leave. He turns his head and speaks into the mic. I almost forgot the most important thing. Here, we're collecting some money. The group of people who were chattering all stop when they hear his words. Please give me a penny. Soon, his guitar case is full of paper money that has been dropped in. Yoon-seo laughs heartily, patting his hand. Han-young, what is it? How are you so good? Are you majoring in this? He replies softly, no, I just practice a little. He suddenly pays attention to the side. Uisean's eyes shine brightly, his mood excited. Are you a rookie this year too? Nice to meet you. I'm Jong-e Uisean, a freshman in the Department of Law. Read. Where did you sing that from? I also like Kim Han-suk a lot. This is the first version I've heard. Han-young bows his head and smiles at him. I just improvised and changed it a bit. The other person chirps. Really? Wow, even if you said you were the original author. I would believe it. How do you practice to get like that? He smiles happily. I listen a lot and follow along. What? It's great that this is a new version of Read. It's amazing, you've become my friend now. Eun-sol steps over, winking at him. Well done, Han-young. Lee Sang-hyuk's expression looks bad. Haha, luckily you didn't ask. If you do that, he'll be criticized next time. Han-young asks calmly, who's next? Mina sits on the stage, hugging the table. Hello, I'm Song Mina of Ting. The male students behind Han-young can't help but discuss and tease. Oh, she's so pretty. I wonder if she has a boyfriend. She holds the mic, her expression serious. Han-young purses his lips, nodding towards her. He says softly, Mina, is she good at playing guitar? Eun-sol hears the question and gives a knowing smile. Oh my, you're so curious. Her words make him unhappy, his face gloomy, his anger soaring. Mina is very good. Before you came, she was the best among the freshmen, maybe even among the seniors. You can count on your fingers. He turns to leave. Is it to that extent? You'll know by listening live. Eun-sol calls out. Where are you going? He says softly. I'll listen in a place that's a bit more comfortable. The senior then squints and smiles knowingly. Mina purses her lips, starting to play the guitar. Han-young is below, staring blankly at her. She's doing so well. Each slender, soft finger plucks the strings. Everyone is very much looking forward to his performance. As long as he doesn't disappoint them, he's already good. He happily tilts his head to the rhythm of the song. Precious seems to be his forte. Uisean walks over to him, his face apologetic. Everyone's standards are so high this year. Han-young also notices him. You're not performing. He squints, sighing. Oh my, I still need to practice more. Thinking about it, Mina is in the same department as you, right? Han-young nods. Yeah, Department of Literature. Uisean is shorter, has to raise his neck high to talk to him. I'm jealous. There's no one who plays guitar in the Department of Law. There's also no one to talk to about guitar. He frowns, smiling awkwardly. We're not very close, talking about guitar. The memory of Han Young sitting and drinking with Mina comes back to his mind. We talked about guitar, not me, but Kim Han Young, even though he doesn't know anything. He still wants to win her over. He scratches his head awkwardly, thinking about it. It's still embarrassing. Mina has finished performing at this time, thank you. She just stands up and Han Young is right in front of her, causing the two to accidentally make eye contact. Mina must be very embarrassed, so it's not unreasonable that she hates me. Not me, but hates Kim Han Young. He is embarrassed, his cheeks flush red, stammering, I'm Kim Han Young now. Your performance, it sounds good, you did well. She squints her eyes, smiling happily at him. Thank you, you too, your performance was also very good. He freezes on the spot, his expression a little silly. Really, Yoon Seo slings the guitar bag over her shoulder, clearing her throat. Ho ho, finally it's my turn. He winks at him, grinning and pointing his index finger at himself. Oh my, freshman, give me a warm round of applause. The other person goes on stage and plays his heart out. Stirring up the atmosphere, Yoon Sol sighs secretly below. Is this an electric guitar club? Han Young is silent, his face unfocused as he thinks. He said it was very good, he said I played well, but he clearly said you two before, right? Yuixian steps forward, startling him slightly. Han Young, the seniors told us to go pack up. A voice from the stage rings out again. And this is the last performance of our club. Yoon Sol embraces the guitar, announcing brightly, hello everyone, I'm the president of Ting. I'm Cho Yoon Sol. She closes her eyes, bowing her head, starting to sing. Han Young's eyes in joy, evaluating her. As expected, the one with ability is the last. This person is the best player. Of course, still after me. The fiery red sunset gradually descends. Everyone has worked hard today. Yoon Sol tilts her head towards him. Come on, let's check how much we collected. Han Young is most curious about this, right? He nods with an expectant expression. Of course, this is money for us to buy a guitar. The senior president carefully arranges the banknotes into piles of the same denomination, slowly counting in front of everyone. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yoon Sol is surprised. 722,001. Yoon Seo happily turns to his teammate next to him. We collected 720,001 in just one day. The other person also replies excitedly. Wow, isn't this the best we've ever been? Yuixian also smiles until his eyes narrow. Amazing, amazing. Han Young runs to the senior, his face excited. Then, can I buy a guitar now? Yoon Sol thinks and asks back, it's okay, but do you have any specific models in mind? He clenches his palms. Whatever it is, it has to be like Martin or Daly. The other person is panicked, stammering, Martin, just looking at the X series, it's already exceeded our budget. Han Young's eyes widen, looking at his phone in surprise. Oh really, Daly also costs 1,000,000 won for beginners. He sighs, scratching his neck, turning away regretfully. After all, 30 years have passed, the price of guitars has probably increased a lot, right? Yoon Sol actively opens his mouth. It will be spent on the entire club budget. It may not be enough to buy the guitar you want right now. He wonders, is there no existing budget? She frowns, turning her face away. That there is, but last year when the members of Aspegio left, they split it among themselves. Han Young grits his teeth, his face darkening with anger. Lee Sang-hyuk. An image of his stick figure appears in his head. No matter what, he's still an eyesore. Discovering it's for women is fine. Why did he split half of our guitar money? Yoon Sol is sad, bowing her head and rubbing her chin. He pouts dejectedly. Her face is full of distress. Anyway, if you're the president, there are many things to keep in mind. Yoon Seo sees that he is sad and runs to put his arm around him. Instead, why don't we dedicate everything to a guitar this time? Thanks to Han Young, we can collect this much. Even giving Aspegio a blow like that is commendable, isn't it? Yoon Sol is dejected, fiddling with the tips of her fingers. I think so too. As president, it's not an easy thing. I love the club more than anyone. Han Young arches his eyebrows, smiling, his face understanding. I should take a step back at times like this, then this time. Before he can finish his words, a voice rings out, attracting the attention of the three of them. Oh, thank goodness, everyone hasn't left yet. A red-haired teenager, his clothes disheveled, runs over. Sorry, guys, I tried to get here as fast as I could. This company should at least let people leave. He is a senior who graduated. Eun-sol peeks out from behind him. No, senior, I'm very grateful that you come to participate every time. The other person notices her expression and wonders, what are you saying? Of course I have to come, but why are you so dejected? Is something wrong? That. The sunset has gradually faded away. The red sky is gradually turning color. Oh my, 720,001. Eun-sol bows her head low, timidly. Yes, even so, it's not enough to buy the guitar I promised Han Young. That senior looks around. Let's see, where's Han Young? He smiles gently, patting him on the shoulder. Wow, he's handsome, he's quite tall too. Your physique is perfect for playing guitar. Han Young's face turns red with embarrassment, shyly hugging his heart. He really has an eye for people. The other person doesn't notice his unusual expression. Turns away. If it's not Martin, then it's Daly. With the club's budget, it will be a bit difficult, right? The senior laughs happily, pointing. Then how about this? Buy back the guitar I used to use for 400,001. Eun-sol is surprised. Huh, your guitar? It's expensive. Han Young whispers to Yoon-seo behind. What's his guitar? The other person searches on his phone. Hey, anyway, it's an important thing. After getting a job, I don't have time to play guitar. I'm afraid if I leave it for a long time, dust will accumulate, so I was planning to deal with it as soon as possible. After a while, Yoon-seo finds the senior's guitar online, 3.2 million won, now it's only 400,000 won. Han Young is surprised, his face distorted when he looks at the phone. Are you serious, senior? The senior smiles gently, his eyes narrowing gently. It's okay, I bought it cheaply before and played it for a long time. If that's the case, it's better to give it to someone in the club. Even so, then, will you buy it? The senior continues. By the way, I'll bring it to the east tomorrow. Eun-sol smiles politely. Thank you, senior. Before he leaves, he's called back that. Han Young puts his hands together, bowing his head low. Brother, from now on you'll be my brother. The other person frowns, his expression confused. He's a bit cold, but he's also a polite person. Early the next morning, the sunrise shines down on the school campus. Han Young, you're really so excited. There are still a few days left. He has a happy expression, hugging and stroking the new guitar, of course. The wooden guitar with a stylized design, the black nylon strings are stretched just right. I was a bit worried because it's used, but it's still well managed. On the contrary, the sound feels much richer. With this much, I can continue to compose. Eun-sol smiles brightly. Ah, BM is here. Han Young also notices behind him. Why do you come every day? You're not a member of the group. The other person clears his throat, his expression sulky, entering the practice room. Anyway, we're friends, only Sister Eun-sol welcomes me here. Huh? Han Young bows his head, gently stroking the nylon strings. Are you pretending to be pitiful? You played games alone again and lost points. BM frowns. Come on. Why do you keep poking at my sore spot? I tried to ask for high-level information, but he just looks up and sees him bringing his phone in front of his eyes. What high level? On the phone is the video of his street performance yesterday. You appeared on YouTube. The views are high. Han Young is slightly surprised. Is this a video of me? He again pays attention to the title below the recording. Busking of Chungkyung University. Views, 91,913. Really a lot of views. Eun-sol happily peeks in to watch with him. Wow, Han Young has the most views, right? BM also comes closer to add. See what the comments say. In addition to the praising comments, there are also many people dropping emoticons below the post. Wow, there's something very emotional. He has his own color. Like a song from decades ago. The person above. That's right, it's been decades. This is Kim Han-suk's song. It feels like Kim Han-suk. The loud music doesn't hide his whistling. Han Young's face turns red, his expression both surprised and happy. The video was taken from afar in a few minutes. I didn't expect to receive so many reactions. This matube is really great. Eun-sol sighs. Han Young, how's your mood? He wonders, what mood? Han Young smiles awkwardly when she praises him. I feel like you have innate talent. He carries the guitar, walking closer to the senior's table. What talent? There's no such thing. Eun-sol looks annoyed. Then what's your secret? It's not fair at all. You didn't go to any academy. I heard you never practiced guitar until you came here. BM sits on the long chair nearby, scrolling through his phone and chuckling. I guarantee he doesn't practice at all. He's a professional gamer, he frowns. Glancing at the other person, that go he be him. Han Young closes his eyes tiredly, ruffling his hair. I also want to tell the truth. As if he of his previous life is sitting here, his brown hair and familiar glasses, smiling proudly. I'm the legendary singer-songwriter Kim Han-suk of the 80s. Guitar is like a part of my life, so you don't have to feel unfair, because no matter how hard you try for a few more years, you can't keep up with me. Eun-sol purses her lips, her expression confused. She pouts, staring at the junior crying beside her. You can't say that, just, I look at the good ones and practice following them. The lively conversation in the practice room rings out non-stop. How is it like someone who got a perfect score in the college entrance exam, concentrate on reviewing the parts in the textbook thoroughly? That's what it means. Who knows, sister? Han Young never practiced before. Oh wait, my stomach hurts, come here, do you want me to punch you in the stomach? Hebeam gets hit on the head and his eyes well up with tears of injustice. Oh, aren't you too much? I thought very carefully before coming here. Han Young narrows his eyes, carefully wiping the guitar. Don't talk nonsense, you're too bored, so you came here. The other person sweats coldly. What? It's true that I came to return something. But today I came here because I have a proposal. He opens his mouth. If you want to play games again. Before he can finish, he's interrupted. Do you want to try Matub? Han Young is confused. What? Hebeam squints. You play guitar well, you can sing too, not a video taken from afar like that. His words make him stunned. I'll show everyone your true musical ability. Hebeam speaks. Do you want to try Matub? Han Young exclaims in shock. What? Hebeam immediately says, you play guitar well, you can sing too, not a video taken from afar like that. I'll show everyone your true musical ability. Matub, a sea of videos, every 1 minute, 400 new videos are uploaded. Even if you watch all day without rest, it will take 82 years, to stand firm and succeed there, is like raising an anchovy into a whale. But, in the end, it's still something to do. Eun-sol suddenly speaks. I think it's okay. Han Young's performance has something. The more you listen, the more attractive it becomes. Like the restaurants in the neighborhood, Hebeam also continues. That's right, sister, I was going to say that too. Hearing that, Han Young immediately agrees. Certainly, that idea seems reasonable. Hebeam is immediately excited. That's right. Suddenly he continues. But I have a question. Hebeam replies, what? Han Young explains that making Matub isn't readily available. If you want to make videos, you need some equipment. Don't you need a proper recording studio? Hearing that, Hebeam is very confident. Of course, I've planned everything. Han Young raises a curious He continues. Stand up, we have somewhere to go. At this time, Hebeam has led Han Young to a place. How is it? It's not bad, Han Young says inwardly. Looking from the outside, I thought it was a cafe. I see computers here, so it must be a PC room. There's soundproofing equipment too, a singing room. Han Young continues to think, no, there's something a bit different. It feels like each person has opened a TV station for themselves. There are quite a lot of programs being broadcast online these days. At this time, the owner suddenly speaks. Gordimer, you're here again. Hebeam immediately replies happily. Hello, boss. Hi. Hearing that, Han Young thinks inwardly. Here again. He announces, as I said before, we don't accept hybrid games anymore. Hebeam is immediately flustered. But, Han Young behind is curious. What is hybrid game? The owner immediately points to the electronic screen and says, live streaming hybrid games. He explains, you just act like you're playing alone in front of others. It will be easy for many people to see you, and then they will come to watch. But this is also quite an overflowing content, so you need to have the ability to attract viewers. So, are you good or not good at playing games? If not, you have to be good at talking. Gordimer, how should I say it? You're probably somewhere in the middle. Hebeam is very dejected hearing that. Han Young thinks inwardly, really, this Hebeam, he does everything himself. Right when he turns to leave, because he can't help you anymore, so I'll stop here, Hebeam suddenly calls out, wait a minute. He points to Han Young and says, today I came to offer you a different proposal. At this time, the owner's voice rings out, first, as Gordimer knows. We rent you a private space and then share the profits from it. Of course, in the initial stage, the profit difference between the two sides will not be large. You said you'll be broadcasting about music, right? Han Young decisively replies yes. He continues, the nature of broadcasting music is the same as games. It's not enough to just do well, you have to have something special, and most importantly, you have to persevere. Broadcasting on the internet is like a marathon. If it's broadcasting about music, you have to have at least 2 songs a week, and you have to last for several years. How many people can do that? Han Young immediately replies confidently, I can. I can do that. The owner raises his eyebrows, you're confident, huh? Han Young thinks inwardly, I have hundreds of songs stored in my head, right now they seem to be surging, then he smiles and replies, of course. The owner's expression becomes a bit interested, if that's the case, then let's try checking it out. Han Young is immediately stunned, yes. He speaks, there's someone who used to broadcast music here, that person is looking for a guest. What do you think about participating in that broadcast? Han Young nods upon hearing that, I want to try. The owner smiles and says, great, okay, let's wait here, it's almost time. He BM on this side is a bit dejected, the owner is too much, Han Young only needs to say one sentence, and it's always okay, why doesn't he recognize Gordimer's innovation? He replies that your innovation is still in the same game, you just changed positions, there's nothing else, he BM thinks, even so, changing me to support is very tiring. The owner continues, there's a saying like this, you're never seen when you're needed, you're too boring, there's nothing good, hearing that, he BM cries silently. Han Young thinks inwardly, really, that's too much. On the other hand, it's more believable to say that, it seems he always has a very clear standard. Suddenly he asks, then what kind of person is the streamer on the way here? He replies, that person also plays guitar, I heard he's a university student. He's tall and quite handsome. Suddenly a voice rings out, hello, the owner turns around, you came at the right time. Come here, student Sang Hyuk, you said last time that you needed to find a guest. Seeing Han Young, Sang Hyuk is immediately surprised, you. Han Young has also recognized him, the president of Arpeggio, Lee Sang Hyuk. Seeing their attitude, the owner exclaims, oh, you two know each other, classmates from Chungkyung University, great, you two cooperate very well. Sang Hyuk exclaims, cooperate, seeing him so focused, Han Young thinks, he's clearly showing his dissatisfaction, I don't like him much either, at this time. The owner speaks, student Han Young also wants to broadcast about music, how do you feel about trying it out today? He will help you with the first steps as a senior. Hearing that, Sang Hyuk glances and says, then whether I sign a contract with him or not depends on my broadcast, right? The owner replies, you could say that. Han Young thinks inwardly, what was that just now? Sang Hyuk is nodding in reply, I know, I'll try my best. He's about to press the start button. Han Young is still hesitant. What's that expression? What, is something about to happen? Now Sang Hyuk has started, hello, is everyone doing well? Han Young seems flustered, where's the camera, is it here, so many words. Comments also quickly appear, hello Lee Sang Hyuk, I'm here, who is that next to you, he looks cute. Sang Hyuk immediately replies to those comments, everyone is meeting him for the first time, right, let me introduce him, this is today's special guest, Kim. Before he can finish, Han Young grabs the microphone. He immediately speaks, hello everyone. East, West, South, North, warm welcome, today's guest of Senior Lee Sang Hyuk. The owner outside sees this and is a bit helpless. Han Young's voice continues, Kim Han Young is here, I hope everyone will support me. He also becomes speechless, why did he say that? Han Young thinks inwardly, I don't know anything about broadcasting lately, let me borrow Kim Han Young's memory first. At this time, comments also appear, ha ha ha. I give up to this rookie, why are you so nervous, this kid is so hasty, ha ha, he's going all out from the start, our Hyuk is just speechless, remember to turn on the turn signal before entering next time. Han Young thinks inwardly, is this okay? Sang Hyuk behind forces a smile, ha ha, our junior is so cute, right? It's probably because today is his first time. So, our cute Han Young, at this time, he angrily grabs Han Young's shoulders. Sang Hyuk's tone is full of challenge, let's see how well he can do. Han Young feels a little worried seeing that, yes, senior. Looking into Sang Hyuk's eyes, he thinks inwardly, Lee Sang Hyuk, I don't know what he's plotting, I won't tolerate him. Sang Hyuk turns to the screen, well, today our precious junior Han Young, we're watching his first broadcast together, that's why today we'll be doing a special mission together. It's the copying ears, Han Young is stunned upon hearing that, copying ears, listen and follow. Sang Hyuk explains the game's rules. The rules are simple. If you request a song on Power Chat, after we listen, we'll play exactly like that. Han Young, do you understand? He immediately replies yes. He says to himself, copying ears, there's nothing difficult. What song should I play? At this time, Sang Hyuk is inviting, come on, everyone, please register, go. A person named Sumi donated 5,001. Life in a day, better days, Sang Hyuk says smilingly, come on, anything else? Others immediately follow. Dalmathan donated 1,001 day by cash. Lee Young say through 30 cookies, play Spring Breeze, seeing Sang Hyuk hesitating. Han Young is wondering, why doesn't he choose? Sang Hyuk is still there, smiling meaningfully. An announcement rings out, satisfying him. A kind refuge donated 20,001, a canon variation, as. Sang Hyuk immediately speaks, yes, I'll take the canon variation, okay. Han Young is immediately shocked, canon, why choose such a famous song? Sang Hyuk smiles and says, oh, as this friend also plays well, let's listen together. The computer screen immediately shows that music. Netizens continue to discuss, so this is that, you have to admit it's really canon, a famous song. Canon, composed by Johann Pachelbel and George Winston, the music is constantly being improved and has been loved for a long time. This is the last popular work. The one in the frame is Monkey Code. As the name suggests, it means a chord that makes money. Until now it has always dominated popular music. Han Young wonders, but why does it have to be such a famous song? Netizens comment, startling him, he's playing so fast, I can't see his hands, can you copy him? Sang Hyuk's expression is very comfortable, Han Young realizes, so that's why. Last time, I performed Read quite slowly. On the other hand, he's a meticulous and quite agile person. This guy thinks I'm weak at fast performances. At this time, Sang Hyuk speaks, as expected of Ez, it's amazing, right? Then I'll do it first. The music is ringing out. Han Young listens and says inwardly, Lee Sang Hyuk, that cunning guy. Netizens are amazed when enjoying the melody that Sang Hyuk creates. He can do it. Wow, exactly the same. Is this his real ability? I'm really speechless. Han Young also realizes that, of course, this is a song he has practiced before. He has even memorized it from beginning to end. He imitates even the mistakes in the original, all the small details. So he had planned to play this from the beginning. He plans in advance and accepts song requests. After playing, Sang Hyuk pretends to sigh and says it's too hard. Han Young just freezes his face to listen to him say, I tried to play it my own way, it's strange, right? Ha ha, I think I made a mistake in the middle. Han Young fully understands his true face, an unexpected performance that surprises the audience, plus a little humility. Netizens have started to stir, it's too good. He's a copying machine, King Hyuk, God Hyuk, Shining Hyuk. Han Young thinks inwardly, he really knows how to go live. If I make a mistake here, it would be great. Then he says, it's my turn now. Sang Hyuk suddenly becomes flattering, yeah, this is your first time, so don't be too nervous, relax, it's okay even if you make a mistake. Han Young is very stiff seeing that. Oh my god, he's even pretending to care. Anyway, this is a song that gives me quite a headache. If I make a mistake, there's no other way besides becoming everyone's joke. Thinking, he speaks, then I'll try my best. Looking at Sang Hyuk's smug expression, he tells himself, Lee Sang Hyuk, I won't let it go easily like this, just adding a little spice to make the broadcast more interesting. But he ignored one thing, that is, at this time, memories suddenly flood back. An image of Han Suk appears, very tormented. Han Young's voice rings out, how did Kim Han Suk live? Music was a luxury for me, growing up without parents, no opportunity to listen to my favorite song over and over. Han Suk at that time heard both the melody of the music and the scolding, hey you, aren't you working, the sun is setting. Han Young said again, I can only hear it when I think in my head, and every night I perform with familiar melodies like that. I couldn't even afford a cassette tape or a small radio, so that was the only way I could listen to my favorite songs. And just like that, I had hundreds of songs in my head that I could use. It can only be these ears of mine. Back to reality. Han Young is immersed in the sounds of the music. The melody he plays is amazing. Netizens commented again. Good job, very impressive. Han Young is still talking to himself, adding to that is his own explanation. The owner outside was quite satisfied. Netizens continued, "He's different from Sang Hyuk. This is also good. It sounds really comfortable, not making a single mistake." Sang Hyuk was a little worried. Han Young was still talking to himself. Those who listen to his performance will soon look for the original, but those who listen to me play will come back to me again. At this moment, Han Young's fingers stopped. He started to be ingratiating. "I'm so nervous, I can't play properly. I'm really sorry," he thought to himself. At this point I should brag a little, looking at Sang Hyuk, who was pursing his lips with anger. The comments became more lively. "Don't lie to me, don't call him Kim Han Young anymore, but Young the liar, haha, Young the liar, haha." Suddenly Han Young asked Senior, "Am I playing too badly?" Sang Hyuk immediately panicked. No, there's no way." Han Young thought to himself, "Lee Sang Hyuk, you may not know it, but I should try to be on air too." Then he smiled and said, "Then let's sing another song now." Netizens immediately suggested, "Life, please treat me well, Life, 54 minutes of the pink dress, rock version of Infinite Pudding campaign." Sang Hyuk said in a panic, Infinite Pudding is a bit." Han Young guessed again. He probably didn't practice beforehand. "I don't need to pay attention to him," he thought. Then he brightly said, "Infinite Pudding, if so, then Senior go first." "I'll follow." Sang Hyuk heard that and was stunned. He couldn't avoid it, so he had to strum the guitar. Netizens noticed that. "Why is Sang Hyuk so nervous? Relax, add some flair." "It's done." Seeing his pale face, Han Young said to himself again, "Oh my god, he's frozen, not like his usual skills." "You reap what you sow," suddenly he said. "As expected of Senior, I've learned a lot from you." Han Young quickly picked up the guitar and said, playing after Senior, "I'm too nervous." He thought to himself again, "Is this what everyone says is a mess?" When the melody rang out, netizens were in an uproar again. Feeling like he's similar to someone. "Who is it? I think I know that person too. Like Kim Han Suk." "That's right, I think so too." Han Young saw that comment. "Someone recognized it," he replied. So you know Kim Han Suk. If you talk about guitar, you can't not mention him. That's also the person I respect very much." "Asking me to play Kim Han Suk's music." "Senior, are you okay?" Seeing Sang Hyuk like his soul left his body. Just like that," he thought. "Too bad, should I stop teasing him now?" Wait a moment, almost forgot the important thing." Han Young smiled and said, "Everyone, I'm also going to be on air soon. If you are interested in Kim Han Young, then quickly search for me. I must promote properly." At this time, he beamed and the owner outside smiled very satisfied. Han Young is still saying, "Later I will show you my own music. Singer-songwriter Kim Han Young, please love me a lot." He thinks, this is just the beginning. Ending the broadcast, Han Young's voice rang out, "So see you next time." Sang Hyuk sat exhausted in a corner. Han Young said again, "Today I had a lot of fun thanks to Senior." "Thank you," he replied gloomily. Go," he said to himself again. "You worked hard, Lee Sang Hyuk. Next time look at the opponent before you play tricks." Outside, Hee Byum looked at him with admiration. Han Young. Then he thought, "If so, I believe in you. One day you will be very successful. Do you need a MTube editor? Just say it. High-level manpower is waiting for you." At this time, the owner suddenly spoke. "Very impressive, student Han Young." He smiled. I must keep this student." Hee Byum continued, "Haha, have to talk about the contract first. Is this me editing and managing? This is the first time I've appeared on the internet. What is my reach now?" The new video has been posted with the title, "Okay, Ordinary People Going Crazy Compilation." Many comments have appeared. "Ordinary Guitar Genius, BJ Lee Hyuk, editing the highlights of the guest. Just looking at him for 1 second is immediately captivated. I've seen him before, busking in Dihakro. That's right, it's Kim Han Young. Crazy, can he learn that by himself? I major in guitar. If he entered our department, he would definitely be at the top." Breaking news. This is information from a classmate. That friend said he's majoring in Korean literature. Is that humanities? I'm a person who lost control of the vocal range. I'm so sad. He really does study at my school. His whole youth is on campus. When Han Young was studying in the library, people passing by recognized him. He is a member of the Guitar Ting Club. That's right, he always carries a guitar, so you can tell at a glance. I know. When will he be on air? When will the new video be posted? Hurry up and post the cover. Does anyone know Kim Han Young's channel name? When will Kim Han Young be on air? At school, under the blue sky. Han Young is scratching his head. I want to do it quickly but... He said, what is umlaut? Replied wearily, I'm a small university student. I don't know anything. He was helpless. Hey, even you are like that. Don't be like that anymore. Let me see this. What is it? Is this a specialized book? Then Han Young reached for the book was pressing on. And pinched his cheek. You don't study either, replied. Hey, this is for both of us. Do you know how important the ability of an editor on YouTube is? Truly a man who doesn't know how to worry about the future, Han Young immediately retorted. Compared to Matub, exams are more urgent right now, then tomorrow is the future. At this time, Eun-sol opened the door and came in. You guys, this is not a classroom. Uician said, Sister, forgive us a little, because the library is full, so we are like this. Yoon-seo suddenly spoke, Hey, I heard you guys are going to do Matub, let us be on camera too, will you pay us appearance fees? Immediately replied. Of course, Senior Yoon-seo. Of course we will take good care of Senior. Han Young said to himself, after paying the profits from my Matub channel to the studio, I decided to split 7-3 with EBM. That's why he was so excited and dropped out of school. At this time, Yoon-seo put his arm around EBM's shoulder and whispered, Almost every time I come here, this kid EBM is with me. If so, then join the club. EBM quickly replied, I don't even know how to play the guitar. Eun-sol behind said, Then just learn guitar. EBM replied again, But my hands are not very strong. Yoon-seo immediately said, Hear the president's words, now let's start right away. Han Young's face was quite pleasant when he saw this scene. Seeing his friends smiling together, he understood that, so this is daily university life, both studying and skipping class, always starting something together. Really like it, but Han Young suddenly said, I haven't seen Mina lately. Uician said, No, Mina comes here every day. Yoon-seo also continued, That's right, she came yesterday too. Thinking about it, she only comes when you're not here. Han Young heard that and was very surprised. Could it be, avoiding me? At this time, Eun-sol suddenly shouted, Hey, Mina is here. Mina entered, she said gently, Hello everyone. Her eyes accidentally saw Han Young. Han Young didn't react. A can of soda was pushed down. Mina took it and gave it to Han Young. Drink it, he suddenly panicked. Now, Han Young's mood is confused. I came here to talk to her, too embarrassed. Even if I think about it again, I still don't understand. What did I do wrong? At this time, Mina suddenly spoke, I'm sorry. Han Young immediately tensed, He blurted out, What? Mina replied, Because I misunderstood you. I said bad things. I want to apologize to you. Han Young's mood is like going crazy. Misunderstood, what, when? Even so he still kept his composure. I don't understand what you're talking about. Mina then explained, Before you came here, I told Sister Eun-sol this. It seems like you don't even understand music notation. I also don't know why I had such a misunderstanding. Han Young then said to himself, That's not a misunderstanding, is it? Han Young doesn't even know how to play the guitar. I don't know anything, but I'm still bragging. No matter how you look at it, it's pitiful. He feels worried even though it's not his fault. Then he said, Don't worry, that can happen. Because of that you avoided me. Mina panicked. It's not that I avoided you, it's just... Suddenly Han Young interrupted, If you feel sorry, then help me with something. Mina was stunned. Now, he clasped his hands together and begged, If you have exam questions, then share them with me. A notebook was taken out. Han Young was overjoyed. Thank you, Mina, you saved us. Mina was still in a daze. I only got that much. He scratched his head and cried, Han Young, I can't memorize anymore. Han Young encouraged again. We can't even get that because we're outsiders. Don't cry, just memorize it. He said to himself, I like this life, but I realized one thing very clearly. That I don't have the talent for studying. I will definitely not go to graduate school, absolutely not. On the way, Mina said gloomily, At least I don't use those things. Han Young was satisfied. How difficult. I got 6 C's in the general knowledge part. He was sad again. I failed Mom and Dad. At this time, Yoon-seo suddenly smiled. Oh, this rookie, don't be so weak, we are not failures. He comforted that. But it's the professors who failed to teach us to be good people. Immediately cheered up. What you said sounds right. Han Young behind thought. Anyway, first of all, it's time to relieve stress after the exam. The cool air is covering the whole park, harmonizing with the gentle melodies from the guitar. It's the sound in Han Young's heart, the wind brushes past his cheek, the people look happy. I wrote a song with that feeling. He is humming the lyrics that, light footsteps like feathers. I came to you in the wind and brought this song. At the same time, Han Young said to himself, I abandoned this song a long time ago. It doesn't suit Kim Han-suk's voice, but it suits Kim Han Young very well. The music from him is continued again. I love you hundreds of times a day. It's time for us to meet. If this song is sent into the wind, if you know me, call my name. At the same time, BM took out the camera. He recorded this moment along with Han Young's thoughts. What Kim Han-suk did, what Kim Han Young can do, I will show the whole world that. BM seemed very excited about this scene. People nearby also stopped to enjoy the song. Han Young was live, he still said to himself, in a way that suits Kim Han Young's world. Each song is still continued. It's a pity to wash away the scent on your white shirt. These people started talking, right? Kim Han Young, street artist, that's right. BM is still silently watching everything. In this place, he is speaking, our content is uploading, it may be maintained continuously for a very long time. Han Young was stunned, continuously. BM explained that, I went to check, that's your strength, playing the guitar for hours alone. But I don't feel bored, even if there's nothing special. Do you still want me to keep listening to those songs? Han Young froze his face, praise or curse. That can lead people to see, in the park. Han Young is performing music for everyone to see. When the session is over, he bowed slightly, thank you everyone. Thinking back, I used to start like this. I held a guitar and sang, even if only one person listened, it was okay. And then director Kim noticed me. Debuted me as a singer. Back to reality, Han Young smiled and said through the screen, I'll live stream here today, bye-bye. Finished, the screen immediately went dark. Han Young came to BM and asked, was the recording good? He replied, of course, I'm too busy, I have to go to the studio at 5 o'clock. You have to shoot the intro. Han Young heard that and asked in a daze, what is the intro? Now, he is sitting in front of the computer again. Hello everyone, I'm Kim Han Young who plays guitar and sings. BM commented that, anyway, simple musician is too much, sounds more familiar, do it again, singer-songwriter. Han Young complained wearily, again, how many times? BM seriously said, the intro is really important on YouTube, this is our channel's brand, how can we do it roughly? Seeing him like that, Han Young secretly praised. This kid BM, he's really diligent. But when reviewing for the exam, it's completely different. When his eyes are so sparkling, his face when he finds himself, commendable kid, BM was stunned. What? Why are you looking at me like that? What? After trying to focus for several nights in a row, we completed some videos. Singer-songwriter Kim Han Young's channel was launched for the first time. That moment was like a fish being returned to its right place to live. Hello everyone, I'm singer-songwriter Kim Han Young. The comments immediately popped up. Finally, is it really Kim Han Young? Seeing him appear must be right. Han Young's face was full of satisfaction and ease. When he performed his songs, netizens were in an uproar again. The level is really top. Is he an ordinary person, feeling like time is passing by? He has his own emotions. Everyone raise your hands, people like him must become famous quickly. Please subscribe and like, I have also posted it to the group chat. And 1 week later, in that neighborhood, Han Young and BM's faces were shocked. It turned out that their YouTube channel had reached 21,000 followers. Han Young blurted out, yesterday it didn't reach this level, BM thought again. Anyway, we are like being selected from the algorithm. Han Young heard that and was stunned. What are you saying? BM smiled and explained, on YouTube there is an algorithm that recommends videos. If everyone sees it, our channel will become stronger. You can say it's 500 people buff. At this time, the owner suddenly appeared, although that algorithm on YouTube is not public, but users have analyzed some of it. YouTube will not give all opportunities to new channels. But it will be changed when you reach more than 500 followers. From that moment on, I think you will have the potential to develop more, then more people will come to see you. In other words, you have passed the qualifying round. Hearing that, Han Young thought to himself, that makes sense. The owner continued to say, but the problem is from that moment on, it's not easy for you to exceed the level from 2,000 to 10,000 people. The common point of the YouTubers is, all have a really big room. At this time, the pen was spinning continuously in Han Young's hand. He thought to himself, a big room, how should I do that? Suddenly Eun-sol spoke, everyone knows that there will be an exchange next month, right? Another voice replied, exchange, she continued, we will play together with the guitar club of Gukden School. The name is Tremolo. Gukden University has a department of applied music. The average standard of the members is also very high. We will go to that school to perform. There is a very large hall called Waikiji Hall. Han Young suddenly had a question, but why is it named Waikiji Hall? Eun-sol blurted out, oh my god, don't you know, you said you like Kim Han-suk. Hearing that, he was even more stunned. Does it have anything to do with me? She happily replied, if you mention Gukden University, you must think of that person, Kim Han-suk's rival. Han Young again pondered, my opponent, there's that too, Eun-sol explained. What I mean is Director Lim Tae-kyung of Waikiji Entertainment. At this time, Han Young realized and said, yes, that name. Whenever he sees me, he rolls his eyes. He himself is jealous of me. Now he's probably over 50 years old. Has he grown up yet? He thought. Then he said, does Waikiji Entertainment have a lot of money? Eun-sol replied, Waikiji Hall was built by Lim Tae-kyung. Yoon-seo immediately panicked. What are you saying? The head of the top 3 entertainment companies. You do music and you don't know that. Others also thought that. At times like this, Han Young looks really strange. That's right. Looks like the Archaeopteryx who plays the guitar well. I've seen Tae-kyung's picture, Han Young said to himself. Oh, this guy is quite successful. There are many things he has in common with me, especially the effort to the death. In addition, he participated in my memorial album. I thought he hated me. This guy is really too embarrassed. I was revived and heard my own memorial song. Yoon-seo suddenly sighed. If so, then this year may be a little less gloomy. Han Young was curious. What is gloomy? He replied. In fact, for the past few years, we have always been behind them. Eun-sol sighed and continued. That's right, more and more like that. First of all, Chungkyung University doesn't have a practical department, because there are many people who support Waikiji for Tremolo. Last year, many people left, feeling like they were ambushed. Han Young blurted out, even so. Music is not for winning. If you lose to the opponent, there is nothing to be ashamed of, it's just that their level is high. I'm sure there is nothing to compete with to improve your abilities. Eun-sol thought that Han Young was right. That's also why we have to continue teaming. This year there is nothing to worry about, because now we have very reliable members. Yoon-seo said, we still have about a month, let's prepare well. Suddenly Han Young said, I'm leaving now, I have somewhere to go. Yoon-seo was curious. What's wrong with Han Young? Uician was also confused. That's right, he's always the last one to leave. Han Young walked and thought, a big room. First of all, I have prepared the background. But Kim Han Young has a weakness. Of course Tremolo has a high level. That is a fatal weakness for the members of Ting. At the door of Gem's shop, Young Min's voice suddenly rang out, in 1 month. Han Young immediately replied, yes, I heard that it can be done here. I will register for a talent class for adults. The best vocal technique, please show me. Jang Young Min, director of Gem Vocal Music Institute. Focused on making music for 10 years, then painfully realized that, the truth is that he has no vocal ability. Even after trying very hard, he still received a broken vocal cord and a barrier to talent. Young Min once intended, should I give up, cornered, a rope was dropped. The person with SR voice and the founder of Seth Roberts, that is the master who trained world-famous actors and singers, among the previous Grammy winners. More than 100 are his disciples. He has a great influence all over the world. Jang Young Min immediately went to study abroad, and after half a year, a spectacular change came. At that time, Young Min happily said, Seth, my voice is better, he replied. Jang, anyone can create the sound they want. Return to your hometown and convey my teachings, help those in misery. After returning to the country, Young Min opened an academy immediately. The dream of helping people like himself was inflated. But he overlooked one thing. The truth is that if you only have ambition, you can't succeed in business. At this time, Han Young is auditioning with AOO sounds. He is still trying his best to perform. Young Min, on the other hand, looked bored. He thought to himself, complete the vocal training in 1 month. Many places advertise like that, before and after videos. It is taken by a student, and sold for a small amount of money. Advertising tickets are easy to gain people's trust. Not only received a certificate but also took a picture with Seth, He said he was the instructor and even reduced tuition. How attractive it would be to a naive student. Until now, how many students have been scammed like that? At this time, he said, Han Young, wait a moment. Let's try beep with my piano. Han Young was stunned. Beep, he immediately replied, that's right, like this. Then Young Min raised his voice to demonstrate for him. Han Young immediately gaped, really a terrible high note, and very stable. Young Min explained that this pronunciation is called mixed voice, half air, half sound. Have you ever heard of it? When you make a sound, you feel it sticks and falls from the inside, right? I'm looking for the feeling of controlling this muscle. It fasts 1 month. No, it doesn't take 1 hour. Han Young then raised his voice to follow. Young Min listened and constantly commented, try again, higher. This time, when he auditioned, Young Min suddenly said Han Young. Han Young replied yes. He asked in surprise, I don't know where you learned this. Han Young casually replied, no, this is the first time. Young Min's whole body was excited. Finally appeared. The way to save my center. Suddenly Young Min said, Han Young, talk to me a bit. Han Young was stunned and blurted out, advertising model for the center. Young Min quickly explained, of course it's not just a verbal proposal. I will waive all tuition for 1 year for you. As the director, I will also teach myself. Instead, I hope you only go to school at our gem center. Han Young's face was a little panicked. I'm also very grateful, but why me? Young Min seemed to realize something. Then he replied that, because I see some potential in Han Young, clearly a newcomer, but I feel like you have achieved it. Young Min's picture taken with Seth was still placed there quietly. Han Young suddenly said, I want the director to see this. It's the video of his performance. Your face gradually fades. I can't control my emotions. Then Han Young said, can you give me some comments? Han Young gently replied, so it's Kim Han Suk's song. You are still worried about your singing. You are trying to cover it up with your ability to express. Han Young secretly agreed. Exactly, that's why I came to the center. He suddenly asked, can it be improved in 1 month? Young Min was confused. Kim Han Suk's song is like that. Easy to sing but difficult to sing well, right? Low range, so it's easy to listen to but difficult because there's a lot in each sentence. Han Young's tone is also not very suitable. It's difficult to promise in a month. How do you feel about training together? I'm sure it will be effective. Han Young secretly thought, that's not an easy thing to say. I think so too. I feel the reason from the confidence. He then reached out his hand, hoping for more help in the future. Young Min happily replied, that's what I mean too. Han Young was happy. At least the tuition has been solved. The practice session began. Young Min said, we will start with the before video. I will record the practice process with behind-the-scenes videos. Other than that, there is nothing else to do. Then let's start. The first piano key rang out, followed by Han Young's high-pitched sounds. 2 weeks later, Hee-beom was stunned and asked, Han Young, whose song was that just now? The voice sounds like you, the sound is good. Han Young happily replied, this song is sung by me. Uisean then praised, now you sing even better, it's really unfair, I have also practiced very hard. Hearing that, Han Young secretly realized, I must have improved very quickly. I feel so sorry for Uisean, it's just because I'm Kim Han Suk at this time. Eun Sol suddenly came in. Han Young, great timing, are you free tonight? He was stunned. Tonight. She said that tonight there is a performance by the OB group. A senior has a night shift, so they need a replacement. It's the senior who brought me the guitar. Han Young remembered him. Ah, so it's the graduated senior. He praised me for being handsome and tall, a perfect person in both character and personality. So of course I have to go. Thinking that, Han Young agreed, I will go there. Hee-beom suddenly asked, is there YouTube shooting? Sister, can we go? Where is the location? Eun Sol immediately replied, Live Cafe in Hongdae. Its name is Plugin. Han Young will definitely like it when he goes there. The owner has a taste that is very suitable for you. You have to say that it's still like 30 years ago. The picture of Yoon-tae taken with Han Suk appeared. His face was full of reminiscence. Yoon-tae recalled being beside Han Suk's last moments. He was extremely panicked. Han Suk, it can't end like this. In this place, Yoon-tae suddenly sighed and said, this kid? Dusk 35 years ago. A stack of money wrapped in a package was taken out to count. The other person complained, this is the payment for playing guitar all day. Han Suk carried the guitar on his back, sighing dejectedly, this much can't even fill anyone's nose. Yoon-tae went behind to comfort him. Even so, it's enough for a few days of drinking money. Then he asked again, Han-suk, want to have a drink? He quickly refused. I'll pass, have to save my voice. Yoon-tae smiled and teased, really, a person like you will become a famous singer in the future. He went behind the back of the guitar-carrying figure and was silent. Unlike me, who is only at the average level, the world will definitely know your talent. Yoon-tae muttered in his mouth, maybe I should open a coffee shop, instead of doing this menial job. Han-suk heard Yoon-tae's words and patted his shoulder to remind him. Han Yoon-tae, you have to be my manager, if it's not you, who can handle it? Yoon-tae smiled sarcastically and replied, that's right, your temper is beyond the ordinary. Han-suk nodded and took out the guitar. Yoon-tae, I wrote a song, want to listen? Yoon-tae happily agreed, it's okay, have you chosen the title? Han-suk sat on the grass hugging the guitar and thought. Han-suk suddenly tilted his head and smiled. In the place he looked, there were two men fishing. Han-suk immediately thought of a name, Carp, okay. A loud voice cut off the memory, hey uncle, we're here. Cho Eun-sol brought a bunch of people to greet him. Take a look, these are our new people this year, you guys, say hello, he beamed politely, hello uncle. The others were still spying around. Wow, it really has a retro feeling, it's like the 90s here. Yoon-tae smiled and called them, you guys come here quickly. Everything was going well when someone gaped. So Mina looked at the other person in confusion. Han Young stood in front of Yoon-tae staring at him and called, Han Yoon-tae. While calling, he wondered, Han Yoon-tae, right? Yoon-tae heard him call his name directly and wondered, how do you know my name? Han Young clenched his pants trying to keep calm and replied, I searched for teacher on the internet. But inside his heart he was struggling intensely. Calm down, you are Kim Han Young now. Yoon-tae nodded in response. He smiled and let it pass. Why do you do it to that extent? Sit down you guys, thirsty, right? Kim Han Young looked thoughtfully at the stuff on the table. This Yoon-tae actually opened a coffee shop. Is this called a generation gap? Eun-sol reached out to him and introduced, Uncle, this is the guy I told you about, Kim Han-suk's fan. Yoon-tae immediately remembered, that guy who likes Kim Han-suk. Yoon-tae said again, leaving so early is really cruel. But you should try hard to make that music. Speaking of this, he bluntly exposed his flaws, causing Han Young to fall back. Well, originally his personality was rude, so he couldn't live long. Eun-sol heard that and wondered. How do you know that? Yoon-tae crossed his arms and smirked. I didn't say. Kim Han-suk was my friend. The people at the table were extremely confused after hearing that, and said only Han Young was still calm. Yoon-tae took out a photo frame to prove it. Really, look at this. The photo was taken of two people when they were young. Everyone smiled brightly looking at the camera. The crowd was immediately excited. Oh, it's really Kim Han-suk. You look really young. Hey, isn't it just a photo together? Yoon-tae heard that and immediately got angry and pointed. You guys only live in lies. Look over there. Over there displayed an old guitar. He confirmed. Kim Han-suk gave it to me, a proof of our friendship. Han Young sadly thought in his heart, I was just bored so I gave it to him. Eun-sol retorted, there's no Kim Han-suk's signature. Yoon-tae angrily retorted, Eun-sol, if it's friends, do you think you have to sign it and then give it? Think a little. Han Young smiled and thought, that's right. Yoon-tae didn't pursue it anymore but changed the subject. But why are your seniors late? As soon as he finished speaking, Uisean came in to greet him. Boss, we're here. Eun-sol happily looked at them. So you're here, senior. Yoon-tae glared at them and blamed, you guys come often, I'm forgetting your faces. The other person smiled and explained, lately I've been too busy with company work. Yoon-tae blamed him, you're shouting, I also want to be busy. Han Young smiled gently and thought, your straightforward personality is still the same. Someone like you can only be friends with me. Taeyoon announced loudly, well, the public performance will take place in 10 minutes. Everyone please order a drink. The instruments were prepared on the stage in a magnificent way, causing Han Young to be surprised. Oh, it also has a feeling. Han Young smiled and held the guitar standing in front of the mic. A stage like this is not bad. He looked at the two who were also holding instruments and wondering and thought, although the strength is not great, everyone looks very happy. People who don't play instruments sit quietly and watch the show, causing him to wonder, isn't that very important? Alcohol and music in a great place. Thinking of this, Han Young silently looked at Taeyoon's figure, and if there is an old friend. Han Young started talking into the mic, this time I will sing in a place that I really like, this is Kim Han-suk's song Carp. Hearing this, Taeyoon's action of wiping the table stopped. So Mina was stunned after hearing it. Carp, Eun-so wondered, isn't this song salmon? Han Young only thought in his heart but didn't answer them. Salmon is the name put in the album, but this song originally had the name Carp. He recalled the young appearance of Taeyoon sitting and listening to him sing. Only one person knew this. At that time, Taeyoon sat quietly listening to every lyric. A day of the Carp Boy passed. Kim Han-suk at that time sang innocently. The space around him also only had his singing. That was the dream of a boy who could not grow old quickly. Time will go against resentment. When he finished listening, Yoon-tae gave his opinion. Everything is good, but there is a bit of a problem with the song title. Han-suk was stunned. Really? Yoon-tae smiled and recommended, because it goes against time, it's better to be salmon than carp. Returning to the present, Yoon-tae was constantly panicking. Could it be? How could that happen? Eun-so wondered, aren't you not supposed to eat while working? Yoon-tae darkly replied, I don't know either. But today I want to try drink a little. After eating, everyone came out and the noisy sound of drunkenness rang out. This year's junior's strength is really impressive. Ting's future will be brighter. He spoke intermittently. Han Yeo, go to the second floor. Han Young helplessly thought, this guy is supposed to protect the Matub. What should I do now that he's drunk? The friend in the group asked with concern. Han Young is not going. He politely replied, yes, the boss is drunk. Han Young smiled and said someone has to stay and watch the shop. Eun-so heard that and didn't pull him anymore. That's right, then I'll leave it to you. After seeing everyone off, Han Young sat looking at Yoon-tae thoughtfully. I don't even know what I want to do. Han Young held the picture sadly and thought, or do I want to find Yoon-tae? If I say it, will he believe me? At this time, Yoon-tae was lying drunk on the table and suddenly called out a few times, He woke up from the drunkenness, looked around and asked him, everyone, has everyone left? Han Young smiled and replied to him, yes. Yoon-tae hesitated, is that so? After that, he turned to sigh with Han Young, your strength is really top. I don't know why I thought of that guy today. He smiled and reminded him sincerely, you must be professional, you know. Han Young wondered in his heart, he will believe at least one person, right? Han Young suddenly opened his mouth and said a sentence without head or tail. Yoon-tae replied in confusion, Han Young seriously put his hand on his chest and said, I am your friend, Kim Han-suk. Yoon-tae smiled bitterly, the joke is not funny at all. Han Young was restless in his heart, he really doesn't believe it. Yoon-tae reminded him, you can't make fun of adults when they're drunk. He bluntly exposed that lie, you're not drunk, after waking up you're completely sober. Yoon-tae angrily demanded, stop, Han-suk is dead, I can't take it anymore. Han Young calmly looked at him without saying a word. He suddenly left his position, causing Yoon-tae to be confused. In his heart he thought, let's go back. Han Young went to hold the guitar and sang the familiar song. A day of the Carp Boy passed, the boy didn't even grow old. The boy's dream, Yoon-tae stared listening to the familiar melody. The images of Han-suk and Han Young seemed to overlap, the singing voices merged into one, time and resentment. I will return, he thought, return Yoon-tae. After singing he said again, you are the first person to hear this song. Yoon-tae was horrified and stuttered, how can you, it's impossible. Han Young held the guitar keys and pondered, I didn't intend to say this. But then he still asked, do you remember the day you played the guitar for me? Han Young was afraid he wouldn't believe him and added more evidence, you know Daman Chijangyo, right, you failed that audition, you forgot all the lyrics. Yoon-tae was still startled, how could that be? Han Young continued to say, not only that, you also said the girl there was very beautiful. I really couldn't stand looking at it at that time. He still kept saying to prove his identity. Because you were sad I bought you meat, Jeju wild boar meat, but you got bloated. Yoon-tae hurriedly stopped him. I know, stop, you stop. He angrily hugged Han Young's neck and blamed, seriously, you are Han-suk, Han Young said with difficulty, that's it. The two started pouring wine and talking. Yoon-tae hesitated and asked, so, is it like reincarnation? Han Young closed his eyes and gave up. I don't know either. Yoon-tae asked again, have you been to the other world? The answer was still the same, I don't know. He briefly recounted, the accident happened and everything became blurred. When I woke up I saw myself in this body. Yoon-tae sadly blamed, why didn't you go find everyone right away? Everyone was very worried about you. Han Young helplessly replied, hey, is it like you can find them just by going? You didn't even believe me at first. Yoon-tae avoided saying, "That's right, even in front of me I still can't believe it." He smiled and asked again, "So, what are your plans for the future?" Han Young rubbed his neck and simply replied, "What else? Have to continue with the music that I do. I only know how to do that." Yoon-tae sighed again. "The world has changed a lot, it's not easy at all." Han Young also agreed, "I understand, so I started doing YouTube." Yoon-tae was surprised. "What, YouTube?" Han Young put his hand up and smiled. "As you said, the world has changed, right? I also have to adapt." Yoon-tae continued to ask another question. "So, how long have you been revived?" He quickly replied, "It's been 2 months now." He laughed again. "Anyway, you've already started working." Han Young looked at him meaningfully. "So, I have something to ask you." Yoon-tae was curious. "What is it?" He looked towards the stage and asked, "Can I live here a bit?" Yoon-tae was puzzled. "Live," Han Young explained, "occasionally gather the audience and live. I need a stage, you need customers." He asked again, "What, that's not a bad thing. How many followers do you have now?" Hearing this question, Han Young guiltily turned his face away. He hesitated and said a number, "About 5,000 people." Yoon-tae crossed his arms and sighed, "More than I thought." He comforted again, "Compared to the old days, that's good, better than when you and I wore guitars and went around." Yoon-tae nostalgically remembered, "At that time, even if we played for half a day, there might not be 30 people listening." Han Young laughed and agreed, "That's right." He indulgently said, "Han Suk, you just do what you want." Han Young paused and asked, "Oh, really?" Yoon-tae propped his chin and reminded, "This kid come here often." He suddenly remembered and requested, "Now call me brother, you know." Han Young retorted, "Funny, you're only older than me." Yoon-tae blamed, "This kid, it's a pity I'm old." The morning 1 week later. The three of Han Young huddled together in surprise. They were surprised by the grand scale in front of them. "I heard they spent a lot of money. It must be true. Isn't this just a branch of Waikiki, gilding the windows?" Han Young turned his head and asked, "When will the Tremolo members arrive?" Eun-so looked at the phone and calculated, "It's probably a little late. They said we should come first." When they entered inside, they were even more surprised. "Oh, so crazy." He wondered, "How much money did they put in here?" Eun-so announced again, "There's news that this year is getting special attention. Whip has enrolled." Han Young heard that and wondered, "Whip?" Eun-so explained to them, "I mean the son of Waikiki representative Lim Se-kyung." Jiho held the phone and asked them, "Hey, have you seen this?" Yoon-seo smiled and asked, "Will he come today?" Han Young, "Oh, Ting is a freshman." Someone asked, "Why doesn't he have many basic skills?" Han Young smiled and replied, "It's not that he doesn't have it, but it's the mass-produced type. I guess we will do that again this year." "Right." Jiho smiled teasingly, can he be a YouTuber with that ability? There's no personal color at all. Hey Sean-woo, you try too. Lim Sean-woo, what are you doing? Sean-woo was pointed out and opened his eyes wide looking at him without hurrying to reply. Someone opened their mouth and said, "First, let's go to the performance place first. The seniors are gradually coming." Jiho still kept a bright smile and replied, "Is that so? I know." A sigh of relief rang out. Phew, too confused to believe it. The group gathered and discussed, "Don't be confused, you are the great successor of Kukden University. We are knights, so it will be smooth sailing." The other person reminded, "Hey, even so, Sean-woo is the enemy." The other person said half-jokingly, "He is the best of us." Lim Seon-woo carried the heavy guitar and turned to leave. Jiho looked at the phone screen and sneered in his heart. No personal color at all, mass-produced. On his screen showed a video of Seon-woo smiling. Jiho secretly despised, still can't grasp the theme. Someone thought to himself, "The mass-produced type is you, Kim Jiho. I have seen many things like you under my dad. Talent like sand will rot in the basement for a few years and disappear. Instead, there are some basic skills, among them, the freshmen of Chungkyung University are much better. It feels like there is something inexplicable. Why would someone like that come to Chungkyung University? We'll know when we meet." At this time, a shout of panic rang out. 7 million won a semester. He longingly mumbled, "With that money, how many fried chickens could I get?" Han Young was also afraid of this number. "Only the rich can study here," Mina explained to them. "They said they will support almost everything." She added, "There is also the Waikiki scholarship program. Even if you don't have the conditions, you only need to have the ability." Han Young pointedly asked, "But you know a lot, is this your wish? Song Mina turned her head and explained, I researched it. Han Young pondered, she didn't deny it, is there something wrong? But immediately after that he rejected this thought. Okay, we are not close enough to talk about such things, have to practice, Song Mina signaled, Han Young. Listen, he immediately replied yes. The two of them started exchanging with each other, one person asked and one person replied, let's add hammering to the intro, like this, that's also good, put the vocal in, not mixing it. The test sound came out, also good, right, louder, it stuck. Han Young suggested, how about removing it? Eun-sol refused, no, do it again, 1, 2. Lim Seon-woo just arrived and was stunned and oh. Han Young was standing in front of the mic testing when he looked up. Seon-woo turned around looking at everything around him. Han Young didn't care about him and continued to bow his head and sing. Lim Seon-woo suddenly gritted his teeth with resentment. Han Young excitedly ran over and asked Hee-beom, did you film it well? He immediately replied, of course. Hee-beom suddenly remembered and added, but the sound at the beginning is a bit mixed, I'll film just the beginning again, the click part. Han Young nodded, I understand. They suddenly turned around in surprise, what is it? Lim Seon-woo sat on the ground playing the guitar. Han Young was confused, suddenly interrupting someone else's performance. Han Young paused awkwardly looking at Seon-woo. At this moment, Seon-woo also looked up at them. Han Young wondered, performing together. So Han Young played the guitar back. He thought to himself, nothing is impossible. Hee-beom quickly opened the camera to record this scene. Yoon Seo stood next to him excitedly and oh. The two peoples playing mixed together creating a melodious melody. The two people looked at each other knowingly. Han Young secretly assessed, sharp strength, he looks handsome but also knows how to play a little, no, not a little. But he is intentionally playing the more difficult parts. As if trying to distract me, Han Young played the guitar with determination, I can't be easily fooled. At this time, the person who became surprised was Seon-woo. Han Young smiled triumphantly and thought, if that side intends to take the melody, then this side will grab the rhythm. He saw Seon-woo gritting his teeth looking at him, and thought, it seems like he doesn't like having the lead stolen. Han Young smirked in satisfaction, he can ignore me, play the guitar alone and leave, if that's the case, then the overall will be ruined. He looked at Seon-woo's attentive face, enduring like that will probably be more tiring, provoking seems annoying, but that attitude is more satisfying. The two people each sat in a corner playing the guitar, no one said a word. Yoon Seo seriously praised, it was really good just now. Eun-sol hesitantly called, you, by any chance? Suddenly another voice rang out, Tremolo. Jiho clapped his hands and praised sarcastically, as expected of Seon-woo, our ace, he's already making a fuss on stage before starting. Eun-sol turned her head and asked, you guys are here? Jiho immediately replied, sorry we're late, I'm the group leader Kim Jiho. He put his arm around Seon-woo's neck appearing close. Everyone has greeted Seon-woo, right, our secret weapon this year. Han Young looked up and thought, aha, I said his ability was good, he's already a member of Tremolo. At this time he opened his mouth to introduce, I'm Seon-woo. Eun-sol came to introduce him to everyone, this guy is also a newcomer who plays very well. Han Young, you also greet him. Jiho laughed Khan and replied, I know, I also watched Matube. He turned his head and asked the two friends who came with him, right, his friend echoed, I know, the semi-pro of Yoonkyung's school. Kim Jiho said sarcastically, then let us start first. Han Young secretly assessed, they don't feel like good people. He thought annoyedly, anyway, I finally get to meet them, the famous ability of Tremolo. Han Young looked disappointed, nothing special compared to what I thought. He looked at the people performing on stage and commented, their skills are clearly good, but they don't completely master the song, like a stone that has been polished to the point of being faint. Han Young happily turned his head towards his teammates, if it's at this level, then we don't need to worry too much. But what he received was his teammates' anxiety. Yoon Seo was motionless. As expected they are doing very well. Hee-beom hugged his head in despair. We will be publicly crushed. Song Mina was pale. Their start is already like this, what will we do? At this point, Han Young wondered again, but originally many people would come to the exchange, right? He looked at the girls holding cheering signs, like a concert venue. The person holding the mic on the stage smiled and said, hello, I'm Yu Hyung, a member of the 36th term of Metrolo. So Mina suddenly remembered and shouted, "Ah, that person is the winner in Miracle Band. He also just released an album not long ago." Han Young didn't show it, but his heart was turbulent. What the hell, so he's a pro. They paid attention to another group backstage. That team also came from Kudan University. That's the team that went to the third place in the Joseon Got Talent final. No way, are they all professionals here? Han Young suddenly asked Sister Eun Sol. Was this originally such a big event? Eun Sol replied awkwardly, "No, I don't know either. I heard that the graduated students will come." Han Young pursed his lips and thought, clearly this exchange event is bigger than I imagined. He looked towards the group from earlier and assessed them. Those people at Tremolo are strange, it's like they don't even notice us. Why are we even here? Han Young wondered, who's to blame? Thinking this, he suddenly paused. A man in an elegant suit entered through the door, leaving Han Young stunned. He immediately recognized him. Im Dae-kyung. He noticed and asked, "Isn't that Im Dae-kyung?" Yoon Seo's jaw dropped. "It's my first time seeing him. What's going on here?" Han Young suddenly realized, so that's it. This stage isn't just a simple exchange. He muttered the answer in his mind, this is the door to Waikiki. Dae-kyung crossed his arms and frowned at them. Kim Ji-ho's gleeful face was on the stage. They had a reason not to announce this beforehand. It's like our stage wasn't anything special because they wanted to stand out more. The girls watching whispered to each other, "Oh, it's him. He's this year's ace." The person that girl was talking about was Sean Woo. He was currently holding the mic, introducing himself. "Hello, I'm Sean Woo, the 41st member of Tremolo." Han Young also looked toward the stage. "It's that guy who butted in so naturally earlier." Whispers rose again. "Look at that guitar. It's super expensive, right?" "Of course, his dad is Im Dae-kyung." Han Young overheard and was incredibly surprised. "What?" Han Young looked at the man in disbelief. "That's Im Dae-kyung's son?" At this moment, the members of Tremolo continuously shouted, "Im Seon Woo." The two girls continued to whisper, "But they don't look alike at all. It seems like a monster gave birth to a rabbit." Han Young secretly agreed, "That's what I'm saying." Thinking this, he suddenly sighed. No wonder his eyes were wide when we first met. Like father, like son. Im Seon Woo stood on the stage, extremely nervous. "Dad is watching me." Eun Sol reminded him, "Han Young, let's go prepare." "Are we really going first?" Han Young quickly replied yes. He muttered in his mind, "Even though it's larger in scale than I thought, this is actually what I wanted." A chance for Im Dae-kyung to listen. Han Young smiled with determination. Kim Han-suk's music, performed by Kim Han Young. At this time, Seon Woo bowed his head, preparing to perform. Han Young looked up at him. "I only realized after collaborating with him earlier, but Im Seon Woo is different from the others in Tremolo. He's completely worthy of being called the ace. What song should I play?" On the stage, Seon Woo sang the first verse. "My life is shattered like glass." Han Young's eyes widened in surprise. "Huh?" He was puzzled. "It's Im Dae-kyung's song. He looks like an idol, but he's singing folk music?" Seon Woo continued to sing melodiously, "Oh, please fill the unstoppable emotions in my heart. Be the rain for my drought." The audience buzzed with discussion. "I heard he's Im Dae-kyung's son. Is that true?" The image of the two father and son overlapped in his mind. Indeed, only their appearances are different. Musically, he inherited everything. Did he raise his son to be his successor? Im Dae-kyung smiled with satisfaction. He thought smugly, "I don't need to watch anymore. Today's main character is my son." After finishing the song, he bowed to the audience, holding his guitar. "Thank you." While passing by, Seon Woo glanced at Han Young. He suddenly called out, "Hey you." Seon Woo wished him, without any preamble, "Good luck with your performance." Han Young replied in surprise, "Ah yes." Im Dae-kyung noticed this detail and wondered, is he Seon Woo's friend from school? "I'm seeing that face for the first time." Han Young started his introduction, "Hello everyone, I'm Kim Han Young from Ting, from Yunkyung University." He looked at the audience's expressions and thought, "I've experienced a stage like this in my past life." Eyes that are unaware or don't expect anything. Han Young began to touch the guitar strings. Standing on this stage requires a different method. Mina said a name, Bravery. Eun-so looked up curiously. Is Han Young going to play a new song? Han Young smirked triumphantly. The song currently at number 1 on the Billboard charts for 5 consecutive weeks. Everyone's probably familiar with it. In a place where no one knows me. I'll come out with a familiar song. A clear voice rang out in English. As he sang, he thought, let's show Kim Han-suk in it, the singer loved 30 years ago. Im Dae-kyung gritted his teeth and wondered, what am I watching? He was confused in his heart. Even though he's just a 20-year-old kid, the way he plays music makes it feel like the years have passed. Another face appeared in his head. Why do I get this feeling? Playing both spring and fall at the same time, it's like watching Kim Han-suk. He turned his head in surprise. Dae-kyung asked the person next to him, you think so too, right? The other person skillfully replied, of course, it's not comparing to Seon-woo. Im Dae-kyung gritted his teeth and admitted, my son still has a long way to go. He bit his lip and thought, that's right, the path my son Seon-woo is being raised on still has a long way to go. Let alone that kid. There's no way. The other person commented, it's worth watching. He suddenly asked again, causing him to pause. Should we consider this? Im Dae-kyung looked at his son's back thoughtfully. Team leader Shin's eye is good. Compared to poaching from another company, but at this time, Seon-woo was still absent-mindedly listening to him sing. Im Dae-kyung recalled the image of his rival. My life always had someone blocking my path. And in the end, he left without giving me any chance to surpass him. He made a decision. My son must not experience such things. Im Dae-kyung said in a deep voice, no, that won't do. In YKG, with that position, Seon-woo alone is enough. He thought to himself, I don't want to pass on that feeling of disappointment. Dae-kyung was solely worried about his son. Seon-woo can surpass me in the future. There's no need to get stuck with an unworthy opponent. That was enough for me 30 years ago. At this time, Han Young finished his performance. He said brightly to the audience, thank you everyone. Next is Mina's performance. I'm Song Mina from Ting. Please take care of me. Han Young smiled as he watched her and muttered, Song Mina, you used to only know how to cry. You'll do well, right? Outside, it was getting dark. The MC's voice echoed, this song concludes today's exchange. Thank you everyone for coming. Yoon-seo asked excitedly, we did better than we thought, right? Hee-beom smiled in agreement, that's right. Because there were a lot of people, it was even more lively. Yoon-seo whispered in his ear again. Han Young successfully landed a preemptive strike once, and after that, Tremolo lost their composure. Eun-so playfully pinched Mina's cheek. That's right, Mina did great too, and she's so pretty. Song Mina exclaimed, ouch, that hurts, Uni. Hee-beom suddenly called out, Han Young, look. Seon-woo approached and praised him. Today's stage was really good. Han Young politely replied, yes, thanks to you, I found it very interesting today. Seon-woo blushed and stammered, He mustered his courage to ask, can I come and hang out sometime? Han Young hesitated, unsure of how to answer, when a finger poked his shoulder. Eun-so signaled him, say okay, hurry up. What are you doing? Hee-beom held up his phone, signaling, content. Han Young helplessly followed their lead and replied, come and hang out often. Seon-woo's face lit up with joy. Yes. He reached out for a high five, smiling brightly. Also, we're the same age, so let's speak comfortably. Seon-woo stammered, okay. Afterward, Seon-woo stood and stared at his hand for a long time. Han Young tilted his head happily, thinking, if I only call him Im Dae-kyung's son, it would clearly be rude to his talent. We'll encourage each other. He looked toward Hee-beom, who was holding up his phone with Seon-woo, and wondered, but what is Hee-beom doing? After he came back, Han Young hurriedly asked, what were you talking about for so long? Hee-beom spoke vaguely, it's like an agreement about image rights. Han Young asked again in confusion, what? Hee-beom held up his phone, explaining in more detail, today's video also has Seon-woo's footage, so we have to get his permission. It's all good now. The video was titled as follows, Bravery performed by Kim Han Young on the guest stage of Cooked in School. Listen to the Billboard #1 hit with acoustic guitar. Then, he tagged Kim Han Young, Cooked in University, Waikiki Hall, and cover song. There were already many positive comments under the video. Han Young sings pop well. The song is so heartbreaking. The acoustic version is also very good and new. There were also some comments about Sian Woo. Who is this kid wearing a hoodie? He's serious. This guy is doing well too. He looks cute, but his talent is amazing. Han Young looked at his personal page in surprise. It's increased to 10,000 followers. Is the algorithm here to say hello? We are. The results weren't bad, but they didn't meet his expectations. That thing called the algorithm is really difficult. Han Young put on a baseball cap to cover up his face. He thought, there's no need to rush too much. BM, sitting at the desk next to him, tilted his head and said, with 10,000 followers, being forgotten isn't uncommon. Han Young stammered, is that so? He muttered helplessly, said the kid who doesn't even eat and just sits and refreshes the web page. BM suddenly exclaimed, oh. With wide eyes. He pointed at the screen, signaling, Han Young, look at this. 3 comments appeared on the screen. The first one said, now we can evolve to pop with our Han Young. The second one was, reached over 10,000 followers. Congratulations. And the last one, can you have the hoodie friend appear again? And below that, there was another noteworthy comment. Hello, we are Matub, specializing in cover songs of all songs. Can we meet sometime? BM was surprised. It's All Songs. All Songs wants to meet us. Han Young was puzzled. All Songs? He accessed the personal page of that group. They had over 400,000 followers. Han Young's mouth dropped open. BM continued to popularize them, of course. Anyone who listens to cover music knows them. For a channel like that to contact us, we definitely have to seize this opportunity. At the office of All Songs, a well-dressed person came out to greet them. Hello, are you Kim Han Young? Han Young nodded in reply, yes I am. And this is my manager and editor. He secretly assessed him. Is this All Songs? He's younger than I thought. Han Young looked around. I thought it would just be a house, but the inside is decorated nicely. If you do Matub well these days, you might even surpass some small and medium-sized companies. He looked at BM's excited face and thought, BM is very enthusiastic about this proposal. Partly because All Songs is a large Matub channel, but also because of the management company of All Songs. BM looked at the paper on the wall and asked, isn't this the office of the Tesla channel? The manager smiled and replied, the main headquarters is in a separate place. This is the place the company provides for me to use. BM sighed and hesitated, is it possible? Recently, broadcasting programs have become popular, and countless management companies have emerged. But they publicly engage in wrongful conduct. There are people who lose their channels and their careers. In reality, there's almost no place with expertise. Among them, Tesla is the most prominent. There are countless positive comments about this company. Tesla seems to rarely make big mistakes. The kids who belong to Tesla all trust them. The contracts they sign are also thorough. That place seems to be doing pretty well. The All Songs channel also belongs to the Tesla management company. The manager introduced, this is our studio. BM said excitedly, oh, it's exactly like on the broadcast. Han Young's mouth dropped open as he looked around. They even have a grand office. But the place where they actually broadcast isn't too elaborate. Han Young sat down and exclaimed, what is this? It feels like coming to play in a friend's room. The manager smiled and replied, that's right. We were aiming for that atmosphere. He began to popularize them. The first broadcast also started in this room. Our goal is to maintain that feeling. Viewers, whether old or new, can all feel it. Han Young smiled with satisfaction. This naturalness is carefully decorated? As expected, these details show professionalism. There are many things for BM to learn. The manager said to them, now, I would like to talk about our proposal. He asked bluntly, would you like to appear on our broadcast? He winked at them, signaling. It might sound strange to say it myself, but the people who participate with me all achieve the effect of increasing followers. It will also help Han Young's channel. He smiled and asked the manager, the condition is just appearing? He immediately clarified, I hope you will give us the entire song. We have plans for this concept. He took out a file and requested, "How about you choose one of these? I've already selected some first. Here's a list of the possible songs right now. You know our channel." But Han Young quickly grasped the songs. The manager skimmed through the list. He added, "The songs marked in red are the ones that the audience responded to very positively." The manager was surprised. "Oh, you prepared so thoroughly." He laughed shyly. "It's nothing." Han Young was also surprised. "That's right. That kid is pretty great. The job of a manager is probably more than just the external facade, right?" Han Young suddenly spoke up. "Yes, may I make a suggestion again?" The manager quickly agreed. "Yes, go ahead." He made the suggestion, "How about we try changing the location for this broadcast?" Following that, they went to Yoontae's cafe. The manager looked around in surprise. "There are places like this?" he said again. Then, "Director, may I go and take a look around?" Yoontae whispered to him, "Hey, Han Suk, what's all this about? Suddenly calling me and saying we need to discuss something." Han Young reiterated, "I said before that I needed a stage." He looked at them, who were still looking around, and said, "This is that opportunity." Yoontae pointed in confusion. "What? You're asking me? If you're going to do it, I'll still do it, but who are those kids walking next to you?" Han Young slowly introduced, "They're people from the Matube Management Company." Yoontae hesitated. A company like our album production company? Anyway, I don't trust those kids very much," he added, "because there's no one like President Kim anyway." Han Young again remembered that strict figure, who had led him onto this path. "Even though we argued a lot, for an orphan like me, he was like my family." Thinking this, he couldn't help but ask, looking back, "How is President Kim doing?" Yoontae paused at his question. Han Young asked directly, "Is he gone?" "That can't be true." Yoontae lowered his head, avoiding his gaze. "No, that's not true, it's just—" He tried to muster his courage to say, "He disappeared." Han Young felt like he had been struck by lightning. "What?" Yoontae recounted with pity. "After you turned out like this, the company was in a very difficult situation. This place and that place demanded money to compensate for breach of contract. As a result, the company had to close, and one day he disappeared." Han Young thought apologetically, "So that's it. It was my fault." Yoontae continued, "His personality is just like that. Even if he only lost a little, he would take all the responsibility on himself." Yoontae rested his chin in his hand and recounted, "There are rumors that he got on some boat. I don't know whether he's still alive or dead." Han Young affirmed, "He must be alive." He comforted, "A dictator like that can't possibly die." Han Young smiled optimistically. "Who knows, if I become famous, maybe he'll appear and say a few words." Yoontae muttered, "This kid." Yoontae ruffled his hair. "You're good at saying things that sound admirable, but you're too arrogant." Han Young retorted unhappily, "Hey, where did you get the attitude of an older brother?" Yoontae replied, "Doesn't everyone see me as an older brother?" The manager, holding his phone, exclaimed, "Your relationship with the director is so good. I really like this place, Han Young. Let's do the next broadcast here." Han Young rubbed his hair and asked, "Then can I recommend someone?" The manager replied, "Yes, do you know anyone?" At this moment, Sean Woo walked in, waving to them. "Hello?" Han Young smiled brightly at him. "I just called and you came. Thank you." The manager suddenly realized, that's the person who appeared in Han Young's video. He whispered to the manager, "That's Dae-kyung's son." The manager was startled. So YTG is..." He quickly replied, "That's right. The successor of YTG." Sean Woo sadly recalled, "Everyone talks about me like that. From a young age, I sang like a musical prodigy, but no matter what, I'm always standing in my dad's shadow. No matter how talented I am, no matter how hard I try, people always see the image of my dad in me." Words that had haunted him since he was young echoed, "He's indeed Dae-kyung's son. Like father, like son. Not only do adults want to benefit from my dad, but even my friends treat me specially. They constantly say things like, 'I heard your dad is I'm Dae-kyung. Do you get to meet celebrities at your house?'" Seon Woo drooped his eyes sadly. "If I could just be treated equally, is that too much to ask?" He lowered his head. "Not as I'm Dae-kyung's son. I just want to be myself. At this moment, a hand reached out to pat his shoulder in comfort. No need to be so nervous. It's not like we're going on public TV. Han Young smiled gently. Just do what you did last time. It'll feel like playing with friends. Sian Wu muttered, playing with friends. Kim Han Young, somehow I think you know, my heart that can't live in peace. Sian Wu clenched his fist with determination. I'll try my best. Han Young was puzzled. Hey, why are you so serious? We're nothing. Sian Wu said foolishly, that's right, I'm nothing. Han Young corrected, did I ever say that? In his heart, he muttered, thank you, Kim Han Young. The manager pressed the button to start the broadcast on the screen. He immediately waved to the camera. This is all songs in the world, MBH here. Han Young swallowed nervously and thought, oh my god. He was immediately overwhelmed. The chat is going by too fast to read. Is this the power of a 400,000 follower YouTube channel? He looked at the number of viewers, over 2,000, and panicked. It's only been less than a minute, and already. Han Young laughed awkwardly. When will my channel be like that? Hebium was standing in a corner, taking notes. Han Young smiled with determination. This broadcast is the first step to taking me to the big C. Mano began to host the program. Welcome everyone to Mano Live, a music program for all genres. Today we have 2 new guests joining us. He reached out to introduce Han Young. Please welcome Kim Han Suk and Kim Han Young from Junkyang University. Han Young stood next to him, forcing a smile. What's Junkyang University? I've never even heard of it. Hearing the comments from everyone, he couldn't help but shed tears. Hick. He also cried in a stream. This is the pain of being unknown. I guess we have to join a big company soon. But there were also more positive responses. I've seen this guy busking in Daehango before. Isn't he the one who sang Read? That's him. Subscribed. Ah, so his name is Kim Han Suk. He goes to Junkyang University. Han Young was surprised. Oh thank God, at least someone knows me. The attention shifted to Sian Wu. Who is that person next to him? Is he a group member too? I think I've seen these guys somewhere before. Wait, I think I know these guys. Hearing this comment, Sian Wu was immediately surprised. Concave has donated 1001 YouTube video. Sian Wu's face turned red. Ah. Sian Wu used to be a child star. What? How could they? There were some comments about him. He doesn't look like that at all, ha ha ha. 5-year-old Sun Wu looks so cute, ha ha ha. Mano also forced a smile and said, that's right, it's Sun Wu. You guys recognize him so well. Han Young asked him, he's so cute, what's wrong? Sian Wu, after hearing this, could only hold his head and shed tears. I'm invisible. How did you 2 meet? Han Young replied with a smile, we met in a school club and... He thought to himself, live broadcasting has really changed a lot, huh? I say 1 sentence and the viewers respond with 10 sentences. Both sides are contributing to creating content. Han Suk in the past was only alone with his guitar. When I was active under the name Kim Han Suk, I had to create the stage myself. Here, the audience is also a part of the broadcast. The notes are piled up. There are so many things I can learn from Mano. The program's script is very well written. Han Young looked at Mano next to him. I thought they would just do it however it goes. A 400k sub-YouTuber is not to be trifled with. They're also monitoring in real time. They're definitely evaluating me. There are other people watching the program. The other person turned and asked CO, what do you think? Dose rested his chin in thought. He made a comment, awkward conversation, Mano is leading very well, but could it be that these 2 lack broadcasting experience? Dosu denied, no way, they don't look like amateurs. Dosu commented on Han Young on the screen, their way of talking is too outdated, it's like watching someone from the old days broadcast. The person next to him also commented, with that way of talking, they can't work with us. Mano on the program was leading, let's listen to a song, shall we? He continued. Wait for them to finish singing and then consider. Han Young introduced the song, Kim Han Suk will sing Reed. Like the reeds by the lake, I want to sway with you, I am the reed, you are the wind, we hold hands and dance by the blue lake. Hearing his voice, Dosu was very surprised. Dosu listened attentively. Han Young continued to perform. He's indeed Kim Han-suk from Junkyang University. It's not wrong to say that. Leon Nui has donated 100,000 won. He's definitely Kim Han-suk for sure. Both he and Mano were surprised. Songmi has donated 50,000 won, the best. Upsilp has donated 20,000 won. Hurry up and sing the next song. Dosu continued to observe attentively. Talking 1 out of 10. Then the voice has to be 14 or 15 out of 10, it's like a gamble. He said to the supervisor, check to see if they've signed a contract with any company yet. He replied, understood, but this gamble is worth trying. Chechiroki has donated 30,000 won. Where have you been hiding all this time? Name type what has donated 50,000 won. It's so hard to live as a normal person these days. Damn it. Silamium has donated 20,000 won. Kim Han Young is the best. Han Young's eyes reflected the one. WA, how much money is this? The money is increasing more and more. The money is increasing. Is this the flavor of a big company? Mano also bowed to thank them. Oh my god, thank you everyone for donating, shia grazie. Han Young was a little surprised. Such an explosive reaction. It's like he doesn't have a spine. I have to learn that. After finishing the song, Han Young asked, what do you think of this Reed song? Actually, there's a little story behind this song. For those of you who have heard this song before, you've probably noticed that the house is a little higher, right? I raised the pitch to match the whistling in each verse. But Kim Han-suk's voice is actually a little thicker than mine. This is how I studied to sing Kim Han-suk's songs in my own way. I hope the whistling sounds more like the wind blowing through the reeds to those of you who are listening to music. Mano was very excited to hear him talk at length. Only Xian Wu was reluctant. Not playing with Chanhabok has donated 200.001. Shut up and keep playing the guitar. Han Young immediately shut his mouth. Yes. Sun Wu, do it. Xian Wu asked blankly, do what? Han Young replied, the thing we practiced. Xian Wu sat on the steps with his guitar. Okay, let's do it. Han Young also took his guitar and sat behind him. Kim Han Young is a newbie? Has donated 50,000 won. He smiled softly upon receiving the comment. Has donated 20,000 won. Mano brought a monster to the broadcast. Xian Wu didn't reveal any emotions. So the first collaboration was a complete success. Singer-songwriter Kim Han Young goes on a bigger stage. The frame of the three of them was brought up with the title. Guitar Genius and Waikiji Newcomer, Legendary Song, Divine Duo with a Supreme Guitar Player. 1.23 Watching his hands glide across the guitar gives me chills. The music is running through my head now. Is this the best amateur of today? Han Young smiled softly. I heard he's Lim Daekyung's son, right? He doesn't look anything like him. He's too grown up. He's good at playing the guitar too. So cute, was Sun Wu. Xian Wu was still focused on the guitar. Like a small butterfly flapping its wings, it's silent at first, but it gets smoother and smoother. It quickly turns into a whirlwind. The donations are increasing more and more. What's the name of this channel? Subscribed. With this talent, he has to become more famous. 10 days later, a scene changed to a building. The number of subscribers to singer-songwriter Kim Han Young doubled overnight. The phone screen showed the text, singer-songwriter Kim Han Young, subscribers. We did it, Han Young. BM was overjoyed. We got past the hardest part. Han Young thought to himself, geez, he looks as happy as a child. Han Young said to him, calm down, go Bum. This building isn't just for us. BM replied, it's the weekend. There's no one here. At this moment, someone else walked in. Excuse me for popping in. Mina asked, you appeared on Mano's channel, right? BM asked shyly, yeah, you watched it? Mina nodded. That song was great. Congratulations on getting 20k subs. If only you told me. Han Young's mood sank. BM was surprised when Han Young acted rudely. Why do I have to tell you? Han Young put on a cold expression, but Mina still talked to him. Well, it's because we're in the same club, right? Everyone knows. Sol and Yuzian know too, only I didn't know anything. BM tried to stop her. It feels like I'm being left out. If you have a reason why you can't tell me, then go on broadcast with me sometimes. Mina was stunned. Huh? Han Young stood up and said, I'm filming today. You can come along. Mina asked him, Really? Can I? Han Young replied, Of course, we're in the same club. I don't understand him. Mina thought to herself, but this innocent look is kind of cute. He teased Han Young. Kim Han Young, are you playing hard to get? You've got some tricks up your sleeve. Han Young was confused. What are you talking about? I'm just inviting a guest. Han Young looked back. That's good then. Sung Mina is good at playing the guitar too. It's all because of the live broadcast. Scene changed to a bar. The three of them walked in. Yoontae, uncle, we're here. He asked, What are all these things? There were many people inside. Why are there so many people? They said the second collaboration would be bigger. You're here. Han Young turned to look. Dosu and Mano came out to greet them. I've been waiting to meet you, Kim Han Young. Dosu introduced himself. I'm Kang Dosu, CEO of the Tesla channel. Tesla? Isn't that the company Mano is collaborating with? He greeted Han Young. I really liked your remix of the song Read last time. Han Young replied, yes. Can we talk later? I have a few things I want to discuss with you. He was surprised. Han Young asked him, I don't know when the broadcast will end. Is that okay? It's okay, I can wait. Dosu went inside. Then I'll see you later. He couldn't believe it. Wow, it seems like Tesla wants to recruit us. Han Young thought so too. Probably. The CEO came himself. He was extremely flustered. Probably. This news is shocking. Kang Dosu is nicknamed the Midas touch in this industry. Whatever channel he touches turns into a gold mine. Mina also spoke up. He is right. I don't watch a lot of content online, but I still know about his reputation. Han Young said, maybe it's not because he's the Midas touch that he's famous, but because I'm already gold. Both he and Mina were stunned. Han Young continued, that's what I think. If he can see my value, then other people will too, right? It's just a normal meeting. Calm down. He forced a smile. You have a point. He pulled Han Young's hair and scolded him. But why does it sound so arrogant? Han Young denied, it's not. Mina also agreed with he. That's right. Where do you get so much confidence? If there is, it's because this is my second life. Han Young thought of Han Suk, starting from the streets, and climbing to the top. Kim Han-sok had already experienced it. So why wouldn't I be confident? Yoontae appeared at this time. Han-sok, Han Young is here, right? Mina greeted him, Uncle Yoontae. Han Young asked him, why are you smiling so broadly? A bottle of liquor was brought out. I wondered. Yoontae showed him his new bottle of liquor. Kang Dosu bought it. I don't know how he knew I liked traditional liquor. Han Young thought to himself, Yoontae, who doesn't trust corporate employees, was bought off with some liquor bottles. He and Mina went somewhere else together. Hey, I'm going to check the stage. I'll go look with you. Yoontae asked Han Young, also, is that Waiki Jr coming today? He replied, he got scolded a lot at home that day, for daring to film without anyone's permission. He thought of Taekyung. Sounds like something Lim Daekyung would do. He probably wants to prepare more thoroughly before letting him debut. Yoontae looked at the crowd and asked, why are there so many people? Are you planning to hold a concert? Han Young said, we wanted to expand the scale a little. Many people had come and were waiting. Today's broadcast is a singing competition between BJs. The opening round has a competition rate of 40-1. The total prize money is 10 million won. Yoontae was surprised. What? Wow, online live broadcasts are so intense. What's the ranking? Well, just as Han Young was about to reply, someone approached. Excuse me? Are you Kim Han Young? Han Young replied, yes, I am. He looked at the person in surprise. Wow. The boy asked, I'm Aji, do you know me? Han Young replied, yes, I do. OG Hwan, also known as Aji, a fighting game streamer with 110k subs. He observed Aji. He has 110k subs based on the old-fashioned fighting game genre. That shows he has the skills. He told me that. Han Young said cordially, I didn't think you would come to participate in a music broadcast. Aji replied, it's still a broadcast. I'm only good at these kinds of broadcasts. He sat down and said, I think music is also my main job. That's right. It's very likely. It's like a rock singer's ghost possessed him. Han Young asked, if live broadcasting is what you're good at, what about music? Aji replied confidently, music, I have to call it the pinnacle of the ceiling. What about you, between making music and broadcasting, which is your main thing? Han Young hesitated, me? He replied, probably both. I broadcast to make music. Aji continued to ask, is that so? Then why did you choose to broadcast online? There are many other options. The same reason as you, Aji. Han Young gave an answer that made Aji pause. Han Young continued, although the fighting game genre is old, you can promote its charm through live broadcasting. I'm doing the same thing. Kim Hansok's music is great. I want everyone to know about it. Aji didn't know how to reply. He smirked and smiled, I see. Aji stood up and said, I like your thinking. Today you're definitely my toughest opponent. Before leaving, he warned Han Young, prepare yourself, I won't lose. Aji was confused. Are you talking about singing? Then Mano went on stage to host the program. Attention everyone, we're about to start the music festival. Everyone was discussing, is Mano's music festival crowded today? I can't even get in yet. Me too. Someone went to Yuntae. 1 draft beer, please. Yes, please wait a moment. There was no more room inside. Han Young also went to find a place to wait. There are at least 100 people standing outside. The power of a 400k sub-channel. 2 other people with faces painted like Aji were cheering for him. Aji, you're the best fighter. Go Aji. Aji just waved his hand as if telling them to be quiet. Woo him. Han Young thought to himself, a lot of people came to cheer him on. Mano continued to host the program. Thank you everyone for gathering here today. Now I will explain the rules to the contestants. He gave a brief explanation of the rules. After you perform the prepared song, the ranking will be determined by the amount of donations received. The person who receives the most donations will be the winner. Han Young also felt nervous after hearing that. The person who gets the most wins. That's tough. This is... Mano raised his hand and said, a match born from capital. Contestant number 1, please welcome the appearance of Dwejum Saboru. The first contestant appeared, don't cry, my youth, you're still green. Trying too hard is about to become trying too late. Gradually the next people came on to perform, bark until your throat is hoarse. I only said to bark, not to act like a dog. Yo, you mutt, check it out, taste my fist. Han Young watched the performances attentively. Everyone is a BJ, so it's expected that they perform like this. 3 people have participated, but their singing is just SOSO. The total donations are okay. Han Young said to Hee-boom, that flounder guy sings well on the tube, why can't he sing in tune here? Hee-beom replied, it's obvious, it's all auto-tune. Then came the 4th person. When he uploaded the video to Matube, he had auto-tuned everything. But singing live like this reveals everything. Say enough and I'll punch your teeth out. Food debris fell on the people below. The teeth really did fall out, haha, popcorn here. The stage footsteps sound crunch, crunch. They stuck to the hair too. This time it's Aji's turn, contestant number 11 Aji. Han Young and Hee-beom both looked on. Aji, you said making music is your main job, what will you show us? Aji introduced himself briefly, Aji. He looked excited. Season 2 open. Han Young thought to himself, Aji, what genre of music will you show us? Dressed like that, probably punk, or metal maybe. Aji dropped the mic. It rolled on the floor, then he picked up the clippers. Han Young was curious. Clippers, what's he going to do? Aji is taking the clippers himself to cut his hair, no way. The crowd below all stared in shock. Aji had finished the first pass of cutting. The 2 people cheering for him couldn't help but be stunned. Oh, Aji, the floor is covered in hair. Aji continued to cut his hair. Shaving his head on stage for real? What's going on? What's wrong with him? Han Young's mouth dropped open in surprise. He's going this far? Just for one performance? After a while, Aji finished cutting his hair. Then he bent down to pick up the microphone. Everyone still looked in disbelief. Aji bent his head to reveal a tattoo. This song. Aji held the mic and said, comes from hell? The speakers emitted sound. This hell is full of suffering. There is no small hope left. Not a little bit left, for real, there's the word hell on his head, haha. He's setting up a panoramic painting, haha. When did this bro prepare for this scene, haha? Han Young understood what he said earlier. I won't lose, is this what he meant? Who can beat a crazy person like this? Aji performed passionately. Suffer the punishment, in the place of hell where you can't escape. The two followers cheering were moved to tears. Indeed, our Aji is different. The performance is too excellent, take me with you, brother. Han Young was a little surprised. He sings well, the pitch and resonance are impeccable. Aji had told him, music, I'm the pinnacle of the ceiling. Han Young focused on listening. He wasn't lying. Donations kept increasing. Tap Ojibal donate 100,000 won, Ingrown Toenail donate 20,000 won, Healthy Account donate 70,700 won. Unemployed Satan donates 66,666 won. I heard black beans are good donate 150.001. Now the ranking has been changed, the current number 1 Aji. After Aji's performance, it was Han Young's turn. I have to admit, he has the skills of a big star. Contestant number 12, Kim Han Young. He ruffled Aji's hair. Madness spares no one, today's broadcast is really interesting. How am I supposed to beat that madness from earlier, is there any way? BM and Mina both looked worried. Han Young had an idea. Yes, I've thought about it. A strategy that I can only use when standing on stage, a strategy that can be launched because this is an online broadcast. He introduced, hello, I'm Kim Han Young. Han Young took the guitar. Tit for tat, I have to use madness to fight madness. He said, I will perform a Kim Hansuk medley. Some of the audience were surprised to hear the name of the song. The first song, Rainy Night. Han Young began to perform. Rain is falling. Rain washes away the sadness in this heart, the nights we don't sleep, the dreams next to each other. This is the first song on my debut album. BM said to Mina, Han Young will be okay, right? She took out her phone to look. He's getting quite a few donations. Aji was also watching him perform. But he's still far behind Aji. The audience has applauded for him. Everyone has started to clap. They probably think it's about to end. No way. Han Young continued the song. If I can dream, I want to dream of becoming a lush green tree. Mano, who was about to host the program, looked confused. A resting place for tired birds. Han Young had switched to the second song, giving it all away, the second song on the debut album, Tree. On the road of life's journey, follow the direction the arrow leads us, the song, Compass, burning your body to illuminate the world, you are so warm, you melt me. The song, Candle, the songs constantly changed. What is this? Why doesn't he ever finish a song? That's a different song now, right? He keeps changing songs. Are they all Kim Hansuk's songs? That's why I said so. Both BM and Mina were surprised. Han Young still didn't stop singing. It's a Kim Hansuk medley. But I walked barefoot on the ground for too long. I folded my wings. I forgot how to fly. The advantage of broadcasting live online is, it has no time limit. Mano, who was about to speak, was also cut off. 5 songs already, 10 more songs to go. Aji showed interest in this performance. Isn't this cheating? He's not singing any song completely. As long as he keeps singing. It's still counted as one song, that's right. But the melody also fits well. Yeah, it fits amazingly. It feels like a continuous song. BM had also taken out his phone to film. Mina realized at this time, it's because he's using the same chord. Han Young is still only using the initial chord C, A, M, F, also known as the money-making chord. He continued his performance. The chord is taken from Pachelbel's canon. The accompaniment is entirely written according to this chord, the classic chord. But why doesn't it sound boring? Yeah, it's amazing. It feels like homemade food. He's sung more than 10 songs already. The donation ranking has changed. But what about the copyright? YouTube will spend a lot of money to watch. Han Young is ranked second. Han Young thought to himself, there's another bitter truth. Kim Hansuk died without an heir, so there's no one to hold the copyright to these songs. Damn. But thanks to that, I can sing freely, and every cloud has a silver lining. His hands were still focused on playing the guitar. More than 10 minutes already, what song is this? I stopped counting after the 13th song. I heard there's a crazy bro here, that's real, seriously crazy haha, the number of viewers has increased. Donate 150,000 won, you prepared too many songs, haha, donate 80,000 won, I'll kneel if you don't win, donate 30,000 won, victory with real music. The audience below listened attentively. Finally Han Young was in the lead, the current number 1 is Kim Han Young. I bet right. When it ended, BM asked him, when did you prepare this song? Han Young replied, I thought of it right before going on stage. You should discuss it with me first. Scolded by BM, Han Young realized. BM looked away and said, I'm still your manager, don't play solo like that, play together. Is he saying that we should take responsibility together? This kid, he's commendable. Han Young had to coax him, I know, I'll tell you first next time. BM still pretended, really, I'll let it go just this once. At this time, someone came over, hey, congratulations. Aji came over and said, I thought no one could get past my shaving hair, you seem to be just as crazy. Han Young replied with a smile, I learned a lot from you today, Aji. Aji was confused, from me? Learn what? Just do what you want. Rules, limitations from 30 years ago, for me, a person bound by Kim Han-suk's memories, Aji taught me the joy of enjoying the stage without any restrictions. This was the next turn of the program. BM took the opportunity to take a pen to Aji. I'm your fan, can I take a picture with you? Aji refused, no, just kidding, take the picture. Online broadcasting is really fun. BM, Han Young, Mina and Aji had a group photo together. The next day, Yoon Seo and Eui were watching the phone. I know Han Young is a fan of Kim Han-suk, but... Han Young turned to listen to them talk. The phone screen was showing Han Young's performance. This is really crazy, Han Young, did you really sing 20 songs? Han Young replied, no, of course I only sang the main lyrics of each song. But Eui didn't seem to believe him. That's still a lot, but the title is a little over the top here. Man, really? He pointed to the number of views of Aji. Aren't people like this the real madmen? Wow, that's a lot of views. BM chimed in, because he doesn't know anything other than broadcasting. Han Young also agreed, yes, Aji is a real pro, I also learned a lot from him. Eui asked him, right, Han Young, have you seen this? You're very popular on the guitar forum. On the screen was the search volume of the forum, Guitar Forum. What's that? This is where guitar players gather. In it there was a comment about him. Chatter, can I be as good as Kim Han? I saw Kim Han Young's YouTube, he said he's only been playing for 3 months and now he's a master. Can I do that too? I just bought a guitar yesterday. Han Young was very happy to read these words. They started playing the guitar because of me? There were many other comments. Go to a teaching center, not in this lifetime. I don't think he's an amateur, haha, I bet he's at least about to enter the conservatory. Han Young has a natural ear, it would be ridiculous if he wasn't a genius, just reincarnate once more. If you were Kim Han-suk in the last life, this is entirely possible. Han Young was suddenly stunned, it seems like someone knows the truth. Han Young consoled himself, even if no one believes it. Eui said, here, everyone calls you a freak genius. He asked blankly, freak? Eui explained, they said you have a natural talent, otherwise it's impossible for you to progress so much in 3 months. After Eui finished speaking, he was depressed. Why don't I have any talent? Han Young looked at him, Young Uizian, it seems like he's having a hard time. Han Young thought to himself, he's very happy when playing the guitar, but it feels like I've robbed him of his joy, what can I do to help him? At this time, Eun Sol and Mina also came over. So you guys met the CEO of the Tesla channel, how did everything go? BM replied, they offered to recruit us. They asked us if we wanted to work with them. Yesterday Dosu talked to Han Young. Wow, really? That's great. Then BM pointed to Han Young, but do you know what, this guy rejected them. Eun Sol also felt sorry for him. Why? This is a good opportunity. I just feel like this isn't the right time. Eun Seo asked BM, don't you think he's wasting the opportunity? He sighed and replied, well, Han Young's reason isn't entirely wrong either, the opportunity will come again. Then BM took out a business card. They said I can contact them at any time if I change my mind. Yoon Seo took the business card. Oh, he Beam also got a little something. The festival was a big hit. I've also received a lot of calls from other places. That's good then. Did you get a lot of bonuses? Han Young didn't know how to reply. We received a considerable amount of money from bonuses and some donations from the Manhwa festival, along with the accumulated revenue from the video. The screen displayed the data. Everyone eagerly asked Han Young, "Are you going to treat everyone to a meal? You'll treat us, right?" Han Young didn't reply. He replied, "I'll talk about that issue at the meeting. The issues to be noted have been written on the board." Okay, everyone is here, so we'll start. Eun Sol was the moderator of the meeting. The topic of today's meeting is about the club's upcoming MT. Our club, Ting, has a tradition of participating in a competition every summer vacation. We will also plan for that competition during the MT. Everyone listen to her. This year's goal is the Jang Seonjian music competition. Han Young noticed a name being mentioned. Jang Seojian is a familiar name. In the past, the two had collaborated. Seojian was a stubborn rookie in the early days of pursuing music. I used to nag him to write more popular songs. And Seojian became a singer. After I passed away, his song, Maze, became a hit. He became famous with the title of Latin Pop King in the 2000s. He even succeeded to the point where he could hold a competition with his own name. That name is very common, but recently, for some reason, he hasn't been appearing in public, and the competition usually held in autumn has been suddenly rescheduled. Yoon Seo said this is a good time for us, an extremely suitable time. Eun Sol also said this is a prestigious competition with a long history. The winners can even debut an album together. An arm was raised. Sabe. Han Young was the one who spoke. I have a suggestion. Yoon Seo asked, "What is it?" "Tell me." Han Young suggested, "The advertisement videos have a lot of views. It's a bit embarrassing, but seeing others improve gives people a sense of satisfaction, like before and after videos. Before and after," he continued, "we'll record the difference before and after we go into seclusion, and we'll post it on our channel." Yoon Seo asked him, "How much of an appearance fee are you planning to charge?" Eun Sol said, "That's an interesting idea." Mina also spoke up, "But this will be a big change, right? Even if we seclude ourselves for a long time, it will only be 3 to 4 days. Han Young took out his phone. "That's why I'm thinking of inviting a professional." A name appeared on the screen, director of the Vocal Music Academy. Everyone wants to see him try it out. He studied directly with Seth Roberts in the US, and is particularly good at short-term improvement. If everyone agrees, he said he can come and help us throughout the seclusion process. Uician asked, "What about our image rights?" Han Young replied, "You're a law student, alright? Of course, this isn't a free offer either. I'll pay all the costs during this process." The other three were surprised. Han Young said accommodation, food, transportation, everything. And everyone doesn't have to worry about the instructor's fee. But Eun Sol was quite worried. "Are you sure? Isn't that a bit much? There are 10 of us." He smiled and said, "I have some money these days. This isn't a waste. Let's think of it as an investment for the channel." Everyone was worried, but even so, I'm not comfortable with my face being put on the internet. Han Young thought to himself, I know that everyone still has some concerns. It's understandable that everyone is worried about filming impromptu videos. This is when you should make an enticing offer. He continued, "Oh, and one more thing. There will be Hanwoo beef in the evening." Everyone was even more surprised to hear that. Han Young encouraged, "We should eat really well during the seclusion process." Then they left the room together. "Then I'll participate too." "Me too." "Me too." Everyone was very happy. Meat always brings success. He smiled to himself. They don't need to know yet that hell awaits them throughout the seclusion process. At a resort. Yoon Seo exclaimed, "Wow, the scenery is really beautiful. There's a stage inside too." "Awesome, this place even has a stage." Eun Sol said, "We can practice here." Hebeam quickly said, "I've taken care of everything. The practice space for the afternoon has just been booked." Eun Sol praised him. Let's give Hebeam a round of applause for finding such a great place. And a round of applause for Han Young too. Thanks to him, our accommodation has been upgraded this year. Han Young awkwardly replied, "No, it's not like I paid for everything myself." Jo Woo-sol convinced everyone. She said it wouldn't be fair if one person had to pay for everything, so the club paid for part of the cost. Eun-sol enthusiastically led them. Mina saw another sign there. "It seems like there are other people besides us. There's another group here, some company trip or something like that. Their information is on the board, Anniversary Performance. It's in the same place as us? The day after tomorrow? So it overlaps with us? I can't contact them," Han Young said in surprise. A grumpy woman was talking on the phone. "Seriously? Do they think they're top stars or something?" She complained. "How tiring." Eun-sol group was discussing. "The men will be in room 201. Heebyeom asked, "Can I have a private room?" Yoon-seo teased him. "Why? Do you snore or something? Don't you know? He's called Heebyeom the loud snorer." The woman had noticed them. "The room is simply furnished." "Oh, this room isn't bad." Eun-sol asked Han Young, "When will the vocal coach arrive?" Han Young replied, "The day after tomorrow." "I see. What should we do between now and then? What do you all think?" The woman listened silently to their discussion. Han Young said, "We'll film a video beforehand. Remember, we're going to make content from YouTube." Everyone was very awkward. "I remember, but shouldn't we practice as soon as we arrive? At the stage, Ting. Participate. Preliminary round of the Jang Seojian music competition this summer." Heebyeom took out his guitar. "During the MT, we'll film a video for the preliminary round." Han Young listened to him play. Second-year student Hong Yunseo is currently a second-year student because of his military service. However, he is the same age as the club president, who is in her fourth year. Although his skills weren't particularly special, he performed cheerfully and confidently. After playing, Yunseo asked him, "Is that okay?" Han Young stepped forward and praised him endlessly. "Yes, it was great," Yunseo said, "because everyone wanted to film a Matug video. I practiced a little." Then it was Eun-sol's turn. Jo Eun-sol, the club president. "There's nothing to worry about with her." This time, Han Young also clapped and praised her. "Good, very good." Next was Mina's turn. Han Young repeated the same thing, sung Mina. "She might make it to the finals. She's already at a semi-professional level." Mina looked at him and asked, "Why aren't you saying anything?" Which left Han Young speechless. "Huh? He said, "It's probably because you're too good." Mina replied, "Really? It doesn't sound sincere at all." Han Young insisted, "It's true. Have I been fooled my whole life? Up to this point, there's nothing to worry about." The problem was the other members. Heebyeom was so scared that he was trembling. "Do I really have to play? Isn't this a joke?" Yunseo said, "Of course. You're also a member of Ting. If you don't want to, I'll cut off your legs." Han Young asked, "Do you think that's okay?" But in the end, Heebyeom still had to play. Everyone paid attention to him. Go Heebyeom joined the club because he liked it after watching me. He's only been playing for 2 months. It would be strange if he could play well, but the more skills he lacked, the more troublesome the improvement process would be. He asked dejectedly, "Is it that bad?" Han Young comforted Heebyeom, "No, that's not it at all. You'll definitely do better when we film it." But he didn't believe it. "Don't lie to yourself," Han Young said, "I'm serious. He has a basic understanding of the instrument. He just needs a little push to speed things up." This time it was Han Young's turn to play. It's just that he hasn't had many opportunities to experience it. This time, I've decided to perform the song Maze. Seoyeon's song topped the charts for 8 weeks when it was first released. He started to sing, "In this place, I can't see the road ahead." At this moment, Han Young remembered Seojeon again. "I used to think that Seojeon's music was contrary to the current standard. Only I and the 80s didn't appreciate his music." He continued to play the guitar. Seojeon waited patiently instead of adapting to the times. He waited for the times to adapt to himself. Everyone praised him. Han Young doesn't disappoint, does he? That's right. Uicn was sad. It's filled with enthusiasm, every breath, and this playing style. Han Young was still engrossed in playing and singing. Kim Hansok had never played this type of music before, taking each step lost, again and again, taking each step lost. "This time, I have to take care of myself," Uicn said dejectedly. He turned to leave. Yuezian! A hand stopped him. Hey, Yun Yuezian, where are you going? It was Han Young. It's your turn. Yuezian said, I'm not participating in the competition. Nothing has changed since I joined Ting. I've been practicing for 3 months, and I still haven't gotten any better. Maybe I'm not suited for playing the guitar. The guitar is only for people like you and Mina. Eun-so was surprised to hear Yuezian share this. Han Young remained silent. I can't advise him to continue enjoying playing the guitar. Yuezian is a hard worker. No one works hard just for fun. Yuezian said nothing more. What you need is a sense of accomplishment, the feeling that something, even if it's just something small, has changed. If you can feel that. Would you like to try practicing my way? Yuezian was surprised. Huh? Han Young said to him, maybe your problem isn't the amount of practice time but the direction of practice. He wanted to help Yuezian. So let's try practicing my way together, okay? Okay. Mina came over and said, I want to participate too. Sung Mina, why? She continued, this is an MT, right? Why is it just the two of you? We all have to do it together. Eun-so said, then I'll participate too. Who knows, we might get to see Han Young's secret skills. Yoon-seo also spoke up, it's time for this body to start moving again. Everyone agreed. Then I'll participate too. Me too. Me too. Yuezian said nothing. Yun Yuezian, what kind of person are you? Han Young waited for his answer. Others can't make you grow, but they can walk beside you. Are you ready to take the next step? Yuezian's hand clenched tightly. He decided, I'll participate. He said, alright, then let's burn it all up. That's right, Yun Yuezian, let's give it a try. At this moment someone else spoke up, oh my, these students, where have you all been? It was the woman they had met earlier. I thought you had all left. I've been looking for you for a while. She took off her glasses and said, I noticed that your guitar skills are very good. Can we talk for a moment? The old woman handed over a business card with event organizer specialist, main contact, do human written on it, and said, I do things like this. She was inviting a band to perform the day after tomorrow. But 2 days prior, she couldn't contact them anymore. At that time, the old woman listened anxiously on the phone, saying, You can't contact them? Han Young blankly looked at her, thinking, there are all kinds of people. Instead, she wanted to invite his group. The old woman warmly waved her hand, reminding them, so, please discuss this and remember to contact me today. Eun-so then asked for opinions, what do you all think? Han Young, hearing this, enthusiastically replied, if it's a performance, I agree. Mina followed, I agree too. Yoon-seo happily stated, I'm okay with anything. Eun-so smiled and sighed in relief, I'm so glad. To be honest, I really wanted to do this. Han Young blankly looked at her happy expression and thought, that's right, the president is in her 4th year now. Starting in the 2nd semester, Eun-so would have to prepare to get a job. Like other graduated seniors, the guitar would probably forever remain just a hobby for her. Eun-so stood up and waved her hand, okay, then we'll perform. She suddenly asked curiously, but how much will we be paid on average? Yuezian quickly reminded, we should consider it carefully. They might try to pay us very little because we're just students. She exclaimed, that's right, it's difficult. Eun-so sadly said, we don't have anyone to ask about this, do we? Han Young and He suddenly turned to look at each other, as if they had thought of something. Han Young took out the business card that said Multilateral Network and thought, he wants us to contact him at times like this, huh? On Dosa's side, receiving the call, he immediately answered it. Han Young, it's been a while, why are you? He paused, saying, actually. Dosa quickly asked back, what is it? I'm currently in Yangpyeong. Han Young was startled and exclaimed, are you coming here now? An hour and a half later Dosa stepped out of the car and asked, are you doing well? Meeting him, Han Young blankly thought, he really came here. He really acts quickly. Dosa happily said, who should I discuss this matter with? The old woman asked in surprise, do students really get paid that much? Dosa then explained this to her, this Han Young here is really popular on YouTube these days. The total views have already exceeded 10 million. He introduced Han Young, he also successfully performed with the air of YTG. He awkwardly admitted with a smile, he's not wrong. Han Young couldn't help but exclaim, He's really good at sweet talking. This is why we need an expert. Dosa turned and announced, I'm glad the agreement went smoothly. Han Young happily replied, thank you for coming all the way here today. Dosa casually replied, it's nothing. And of course, I should at least do this. Han Young thought he would talk about the contract while showing off about Dosa coming here for him, but he really came all the way just to help Han Young. He said, hey director, can I contact you after I get back from here? I want to discuss the contract terms again. After thinking for a moment, Dosa happily nodded in agreement. And so, the matter related to the performance was settled smoothly. Han Young's group was now grilling delicious food outdoors. Han Young raised his hand and said 50 hours. Sol took a bite and tasted it deliciously. Han Young immediately continued, there are only 50 hours until the performance. We should perform in a way that is worthy of the money we received. Then, besides 6 hours for eating and sleeping, he started counting on his fingers. We can play the guitar for 44 hours. Seo, who was about to put the grilled meat in his mouth, was so scared by Han Young that he dropped his food. He nonchalantly announced, temporarily, we'll play for 24 hours from now. Hebium asked in panic, wait, when will we sleep then? Han Young quickly replied, 6 hours after 24 hours of practice. The so-called no-sleep practice method is my way. Hebium, dizzy and lightheaded, lamented, if I'm tired I'll snore louder. Han Young immediately reassured him, don't worry. After 24 hours of practice, even if the sky falls, you won't know. So no one will hear you snoring, got it? Uician stroked his chin, pondering, if a song is about 5 minutes long, we can practice about 528 times, right? Sol panicked, hugged her head, and screamed. The friend next to her also cried out in despair. The girl with tired hair covered herself with leaves and lamented, I can't believe the price of Korean beef is sleep. The teammate next to her laughed helplessly, I can't back out anymore, don't. Han Young still responded with excitement, that's right. There were many things they needed to do before the performance. Han Young was now diligently practicing with his guitar. The girl with green hair excitedly said, it's more possible than we thought, isn't it? The friend next to her smiled brightly and said, I feel like I'll become a professional soon. Han Young suddenly fell into contemplation. Well, you'll probably think so for now. You've only been enjoying your hobby for 2 hours. The sound of the band echoed in the quiet night. A friend suddenly stopped, his hand trembling, and stammered Han Young's name. My hand is numb. He immediately raised a light to encourage him, that's very good. Keep up the good work. The friend looked at him tearfully, and regained his composure. After 9 hours, the clock in the room was 4:45 a.m., and the music still played steadily. Seo showed signs of exhaustion, and he cried. Sol was staring intently, practicing adjusting her mood. Hebium's eyes were dark circles, and he had to slap himself a few times to stay awake. They were reaching their limits, and most of them were barely able to endure. Uician was completely different. He hadn't stopped for a second. Uician was showing his perseverance. So was Mina, and she was very determined. Mina suddenly called out Han Young's name, and he turned around in surprise and commented, I don't need to say anything. She said seriously, don't change the subject. I want to hear your opinion. Han Young was stunned, thinking, her pride might be hurt because we're the same age. So, when it comes to the guitar you're serious, huh? Then I have no choice but to treat you sincerely. With that, the fire was about to spread. Seeing this, the others pondered, even the seniors are working very hard. Mina is watching. We've come this far, so let's just do it. I can do it. Morning had arrived, and the sun was high in the sky. After 22 hours, Seo anxiously told himself, now there are 2 hours left. Hebium's eyes were so dark and swollen that he couldn't open them, and his mouth was drooling. A little longer. Just a little longer. Han Young leaned against the wall, waiting with a nervous heart. The phone on the table finally rang, signaling that it was 7 p.m. Everyone simultaneously exhaled in relief. It's over. I'm going to sleep. I feel like I'm about to die. Hebium had already rolled over and fallen asleep, completely oblivious. Everyone did a great job. Han Young looked over at Uician and sincerely thought, I admire you, young Uician. He gently patted his shoulder, advising, Uician, let's go to sleep now. He replied honestly, no. But after that, Uician couldn't hold back anymore and fell asleep on Han Young's shoulder. He sadly expressed his feelings. I promised to practice as much as you. Han Young smiled proudly and thought, Young Uician, today. You surpassed yourself. He quietly watched him sleep on his shoulder. Uician's hands were still tightly clutching the guitar. Han Young said to himself, now you'll know what it feels like to be different from yesterday. The bright sunlight shone in, causing him to squint. Since Han Young started his second life, every morning he had a new feeling, or rather, Han Young felt like every day was an extra reward he received. But that didn't mean he intended to live recklessly. Han Young suddenly took pots and pans and banged them loudly, urging, everyone, wake up. He became uncomfortable, covered himself with the blanket and shouted, are you crazy, Kim Han Young? It's too loud. Yoon Seo, half asleep, woke up and reported, Sergeant Hong Yoon Seo. Eun So, dazed, asked Han Young, aren't you tired? You haven't slept at all, have you? He replied with full strength, I'm okay. I practice like this often. Mina and Uician came out sleepily and asked Han Young together, you practice like this often? Is that why you're improving so quickly? A lamenting voice rose, I'm not doing this a second time. Han Young just smiled slightly, thinking, soon you'll think differently. It's time for you to feel the effects of no sleep training. They quickly took their positions and continued another day of practice. Yoon Seo exclaimed blankly, what is this? The others also spoke up, how can I do that? I was stuck at this part yesterday, but I can do it today. Han Young guessed that everyone had realized it. He smiled brightly and asked, what do you think, Uician? Do you feel the difference? He honestly replied, I used to make mistakes when playing with my right hand until yesterday, but I think now I've unconsciously stopped making mistakes. Han Young thought with satisfaction. That's exactly it. New guitar players often have difficulty with their left hand. If they can only concentrate on their left hand, however, after improving their skills, the use of their right hand becomes more important. Most of them don't realize the difference, and are often confused when practicing many songs. But if you continue to practice a song like crazy, the skill of your right hand will catch up with your left hand. Uician looked at his hand with interest. Sometimes your senses have to be excellent to solve the problem. Uician happily said, I'm so glad. I guess the practice has been effective. He turned off the device and announced, okay, since the filming is done too, let's compare it. Everyone from 24 hours ago with everyone now. There are separate videos of each person in the device. The girl with green hair slumped in frustration and exclaimed, oh my god, was I that bad? The friend next to her was similar, there's such a big difference in just 24 hours. Uician frowned and said, that's me from yesterday. It's so embarrassing. Yoon Seo was unwilling and hurriedly asked, did you edit my part? He immediately denied. No, I couldn't do that. He winked and announced, the reactions right now will also be used as content. Han Young smiled helplessly, thinking, go you little devil, you've already decided on the group's title. He was satisfied, that is, the miracle in 24 hours. Everyone was refreshed, and music played. The look in your eyes makes me so infatuated that I can't speak. My heart tonight wants to reach you. Those 24 hours were also meaningful to Han Young. Jang Seo Giant style is a bit unfamiliar to Kim Han Suk. After nearly 30 years, he had finally accepted it. Han Young sang loudly, I'm immersed in the look in your eyes. And I fall in love with you again. Applause rang out, accompanied by praise, great. Han Young and he blankly looked in the direction of the sound. Young Min said with satisfaction, as expected from the model of our academy. Han Young happily exclaimed, Director, you've arrived. He enthusiastically said, I want to introduce everyone. This is Director Jang Young-min, who will be in charge of vocal training today. He greeted kindly, nice to meet you all. I'm Jang Young-min. Eun-so stepped forward and said warmly, hello. Young-min continued, it seems like your team isn't the only team performing today. I also saw the other teams outside. She quickly replied, yes, as far as I know. Eun-so suddenly stopped mid-sentence. A foot suddenly stepped into the place, and a voice said, what is it? The person in the lead frowned and complained, I told that old woman to make sure the practice room was empty. He shifted his attention and asked, "Are you Kim Han Young?" He was curious. "Who are they?" The old woman rushed out and said, "Oh my, everyone, I'm sorry." Everyone was surprised, right? Well, this is the team that was originally going to perform. Today we were able to contact them. So, the person angrily exclaimed, "How embarrassing." He questioned, "How could you replace us with a YouTuber just because you couldn't contact us? Look at that camera over there. They just want to upload videos to YouTube. How can you do music like that?" They stood there blankly, listening to him scold them. Han Young confidently stood up to argue. "It seems you haven't watched our video yet. If you had, you would probably know that I actually do music." He frowned and was silent for a moment after hearing his words. The person proudly said, "Because you're performing after us, I'll know that after watching your performance. Now step aside so we can practice." Outside, Yoon Seo wore a scrunched-up face, sulking. Young Min behind him could only smile helplessly at his childishness. Eun Sol angrily huffed, "Hey, those guys, don't you think they're very rude? It's as if they're the only ones who are good at performing." Eui immediately turned his head and retorted, "I agree. They shouldn't have ignored her in the first place. I don't care if they're three stooges or a bunch of idiots." Eun Sol indignantly asked, "Is there a law that says YouTubers aren't good at doing music? Han Young, aren't you angry?" He happily comforted, "It's okay, sister. They can think that way too, and..." Their performance was quite interesting. On their side, they were playing and singing, "I want to do music. I really want to do this, but I was defeated by my dad. What else can I do? What can I do? What can I do? I'm not born for studying, no, no, no. Shooby-dooby bba. Eun Sol sadly expressed, "That's right, because they've been performing in Hongdae for quite a while. They've been performing together for a long time. The song itself isn't anything special, but the advantage of those guys is that the three of them are together. Three guitars with completely different styles blend perfectly, giving a deeper feeling." Han Young wondered, "Is that why they're called the Three Stooges?" Han Young suddenly spoke up about their performance. "I think we need a strategy." They looked at him with surprised eyes. Han Young announced, "For now, my plan is like this." Yoon Seo pinched his mouth, stuck out his tongue, and coughed a few times. Then he went to ask Young Min for his opinion. "Teacher, should I try again while getting slapped with water?" Young Min hurriedly advised, "Hey, we're not here to hit high notes, so..." The two of them suddenly opened their mouths in shock and turned around. Eun Sol stated, "I think that idea is good, but..." Mina expressed concern, "We haven't even practiced. Can we do that?" Han Young's eyes were filled with hope as he encouraged, "We can do it. Trust me."